Hey y'all, happy Saturday to y'all. You know, this is usually a Friday thing, but the cousins be tired. This cousin be tired, okay? This cousin was going through some things. All right. I had a busy Friday and I was just like, I can't do it, y'all. I can't do it. So here we are on a Saturday trying to get it in. So I'm glad y'all still effing with us. We are here. I'm here with El Cid, my cousin, my big cousin over here. My other cousin should be here shortly. You know, trying to stall out for her as long as we can. You know how cousins do, we trying to stall out for each other as long as we can. When your parents be asking, where your cousin at? They I think they walking. I think they on their way right now when we know they up the street with that little boy. That's how we do over here. But y'all get up in here. We waiting for y'all to get up in here too. So y'all come on in, show us love, you know, say hey to the cousins, you know how y'all doing. Y'all know how y'all do. Get up in here. Hey, El Cid, let the people know how you feeling today.
Woo, I'm feeling good. I'm a little tired. I just woke up. Like you said, I had a long morning. Long morning, and the weather here is a little different. You know, in the south we're usually hot. This morning I woke up to like 45 degrees and had to be out there, volunteering, and it was like, woo, wait a minute. My feet kind of hurt, so hey, I'm here.
Child, adulting. Who thought adulting was? Our parents made adulting look so good, like didn't they? Because I was like, I can't wait to be an adult and stuff like that. And now I'm just like, I just want the stuff like that. I don't want the adult.
Can I go back to being a Toys R Us kid? I mean, please.
Man, man, I'm like, what are we doing, child? Bills and responsibilities and doing things and stuff, having to make sure the community is okay and. Oh,
Driving and oh, pumping gas, you know.
bring me
Mm,
back
mm,
as a
mm.
cat in a loving household. That's what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Because these Negroes asleep right now, waiting for somebody to feed them at an hour, certain tower. That's all. Like what? Not a adulting always look ghetto to you. See, I'm sorry that you had the wrong ones because adulting looked fun at my house. Adulting looked real fun. They was doing parties and stuff. It was all kind of stuff cracking at my house. Probably things that probably shouldn't have been. I probably would have known that adulting wasn't all of this, but it looked real luxurious.
Yeah, especially from the passenger seat. You know, you're the kid. You can't drive. You're being taken everywhere. Oh, the light's always on. You don't know how. You know, you ain't got to be bothered with that. You
None of
don't
that.
know you're right. You don't know the rate of the light bill went up. You just know Saturday morning cartoons are still on. That's
They are
it.
still on, and I need to watch them. So shh, everybody. Okay, I ain't got nothing else to do. My homework is done. What? Okay. You got us tickets? Hold on. My friend had told us she got tickets.
Oh, okay. See, that's the fun part of adulting. When the friend calls and say, I, I got us tickets. Okay, now we grown. We grown again.
Another week around again. I'm like, us tickets because Durant Bernard, if y'all not familiar with him, I have been to his shows. It is really, really good. He is a
It's an
vibe. Okay.
experience.
It is definitely an experience and he's a good vibe. And I will go back again. Cause what? I got to respond to that. Like us tickets, I usually don't do the us too often. Cause I'm like, girl, you know, me and my budget be trying to budget. Part of adulting, having to budget, having to figure out which concert I can go to.
Golly, date, time,
Glad you're here.
clothing.
Right. If I'm gonna be asleep before that hour. Meanwhile, people on this show running around doing the mouse. So I guess people got a lot of time, but time for each other. Okay, they got a lot of time for a whole bunch of other things, but no
Mm,
time to see each other. Okay,
mm.
let's figure that one out. Let's figure all that out.
Let's figure out what Own got with all this body painting.
They got a contract with some with one of these paint stores or something. Michaels Jones is
Okay.
going out of business. Maybe they're trying to help Jones stay in business, buy up some of their paint or something. I'm not really sure what's happening. At least the
Okay.
clothes were on. The clothes were on. Okay. This week's activity, which is always strange. Week one's activity is always about some intimacy. You know what I'm saying? However, this week's intimacy was a little switch up on it, and I respect it or whatever because the intimacy had to do with boundaries as well, and kind of respecting people's boundaries within the intimacy lane or the lack of for some.
Here's my thing. If I didn't want to do the challenge, if I didn't want to give consent, was there pressure, to give consent? Because, if I don't want you holding me while dancing, I daggone sure don't want your hands on other parts of me with paint. But I'm here.
Why are we here? Why are we that particular person? I know we're gonna get into it. Is my question is why are you here?
Mm.
Okay, because that one got a whole bunch of rules and regulations for everybody else except for self.
I would say I'm here for the food, but we'll get into it.
Unless you cook it a certain way. I don't know. Do we start off where the last episode left off, or we just let's go through these couples?
Well, we can flow how the show flows.
Okay.
Because, oh, Lord.
Well, well, well. No, she doesn't have any. Okay, not a one, not a one. All right. I would tell you drop off while you're driving, but I want you to drive safely. Okay. Um, as we left off, Charlie, and let me bring her up to the screen. Let me bring her up to the screen real quick. Okay. Charlie had decided that she was going to tell us and Jared conveniently that she has a newborn child. Not only that, she has a newborn child, she got 2 hidden babies that he didn't know about. So in total, she got 1, 2, 3, 4 children while she was pleading the fifth. Okay. So Jared said, hey, that's cool. Cause you know what? I was over here making a baby too. You know what I'm saying? While you was over there showing me half your body, I was showing you half the room because the baby was on the other half. You know what I'm saying? I got a 6-month-old. You got a 1-month-old. That's cool, but I don't know what we're gonna do with 6. I don't know. 6 is a lot. 6 is a little half of the Brady Bunch. I don't know. I can't do it. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm gonna try. And that's all she needs. She just needs him to try, y'all.
I need you to stop right there. That's all I need. If you to just do that, just try.
Child, you should have stopped trying all them babies you was having. You should have stopped trying a long time ago, ma'am. Okay? Yeah. This is what try got you into. You done tried 4 times and successfully succeeded on making a baby. Please stop trying. What? And sir. I mean, I assume he told her about the one while she confessed about her one, but what?
But it seems to be a habit for Charlie, okay? Because they've been talking for 4.5 years, and the child right before this baby is 5 years old. So she's been hiding babies from him. This is just the second one.
No, this is the third one.
Or the third one. All I'm
Yeah.
saying is when they met, she had one that was at least 6 months old.
Yeah. And you had one that was at least 2 years old, and you had one that was at least 10 or something, whatever the case, 8 at least, running around. So I'm like, how are you hiding these babies, ma'am? Please tell us. We understood how Drake hid his because the baby mama had him, but you the baby mama. So how are you hiding the kids? How are y'all talking? These two told us that they be talking all the time, 24 until they start cheating on each other. They be talking all the time. Yet neither one of them knows about these mystery babies. I could see Jared hiding his a little bit better than she hiding hers. Like, how are you hiding a crying baby? How are you hiding kids running around at taller age? So somebody, if not two bodies, is lying. Now we know
Or
you
don't
went to
have
high school
custody.
together.
Or don't have custody.
Then we got some more explaining to do. But we know we can go to high school together. I mean, there was plenty of people in my high schools I did not know. I ain't gonna hold you. If you wasn't on the sports team, on the basketball team, and sometimes I didn't even know all of them. Unless you was on my team, that's the only way I knew you, or whatever. Or we talked to the regular, or we had class together. So I can understand not knowing each other when they went to high school. But he had to know her because she was on the basketball team at least that 1 year. Now he might not have paid too much attention to her on his first year coming in or whatnot, as his black queen, as he put it. Okay. Might not have paid too much attention to her because he was a freshman and he just probably didn't think. But if she was like that girl on the basketball team, I know he had to notice. He played basketball too. He had to notice her before. But I'm not gonna hold him on that. But y'all been talking for 4 years. I know. I listen. I'm not big on telling people about my child because my child is precious to me, and I'm not just like all like y'all. When I was dating people, and I wasn't sure about you. When I wasn't sure about you, I'm going to repeat it one more time. When I wasn't sure about you, you didn't know my child. But when we got somewhere, 1 or 2 years in, hey, I ain't not even 1 or 2 years in. I'm gonna tell you way before then when I'm actually like, okay, you might be around here for a while. You might get to meet my child. Heck, the person I talked to for some years and my child was living with her daddy knew I had a child. I'm not about to deny my kid intentionally. On top of it, like if I'm, did he never ask? He had to ask. You only like what?
Where are the fathers of these children and how many are there? Because you're talking about Brady Bunch,
Oh, she
you
said three.
know.
She got three husbands.
Oh.
Now I'm not sure if he's counting as one of the husbands or whatever and stuff like that. So it could be possibly two of them share a dad, but she's having a struggle at not lying anymore. So I think that was a Freudian slip when she said that. I know she was joking on the husband part of it, but I think we can count that there's three other men she was talking about.
Since his child is 6 months old, I think her are we saying her intuition was a little delayed? Because she said she had a feeling one day that he was out there running these streets with someone else. And that's why she got up and went and had her a little fun and came back with her bundle of joy. Is her intuition just delayed because, it's a 5 month gap between them two babies?
Jared was out just effing them girls. He was gonna get right back. You didn't have to do it like that. Like what? He no. He was having his own child recently, so no, he not gonna ask about this one. But she got two other ones prior to them talking. That's what's crazy to me. You got two other ones prior to them talking, and you did not speak on that. So, but he knows about the first one. So it's like, what? How did we have this conversation? I mean, I do. Y'all know me. I'm like by the don't ask, don't tell policy. But damn it, I'm not gonna tell you about one kid and just omit the other ones. That sounds crazy. Listen to how this sounds to your kid right now. when your kid watch this show and they be like, your mama just basically denied you to a man she was talking to this. And if they stay together long enough for this man to be in their life, to your stepdaddy.
Well, maybe she understands her place in the marketplace, okay? You know, a single mother of three, a single mother of three doesn't sound as appetizing as a, single mother of one.
Oh, them thirst traps. I seen them thirst traps she was sending. She would have been all right. She would have been all right. This young man here does not have a care in the world because he was just happy as could be trying to figure out how he gonna support these 6 in total, okay, while he's struggling with the first 2 as he claimed. And I was just like, okay, I know we didn't get a chance to get into your business, sir, but how old is your other one? How old is the first one? That's what we got. More questions. Y'all keep spicing this thing up with more questions. And truly, whoever is running this crap, I don't know where we at. I don't know whose stuff this is. Okay, if y'all don't stop trying to just find some people to keep this show going, it was a great idea for the first season, but it is what it is.
I like the house points when we told everybody. I like the house points of you signed up for this while you were expecting. You was a whole pregnant and you signed up for this.
Well, the house points led to some other things, some other awakenings, because people are like, oh shoot, it's confession time.
Other people start to itch.
Y'all just gonna openly share in front of all of us like that, like in front of my man, in front of my lady, just like that. Like, dang, y'all, like you could have like pulled us to the side and said, hey, listen, we gonna confess some things. So if y'all want to confess some things, now is the time. Now I'm on the spot.
But we do this at every first meal. I mean, usually, things happen at the Last Supper, but in this show, it's the first supper that we hear everything. Secrets, before it wasn't babies. But dang.
We trying to find out if the first supper is going to be the last supper. This might be my last meal, y'all. So let me go ahead and just tell y'all now. Woo, got that off my chest. Feel great now. Put all that weight on y'all.
So when I disappear, I'm really going to pump. What you should have said after that is, Alicia, if you run out of oat milk, holla at me.
First of all, somebody should have questioned, hey, ma'am, you was the first one trying to cheer us on to drink, though. Every 5 seconds you was talking about, do somebody want to drink? Like, stop you was trying to sit here and secretly disguise it or whatever. What was it going to do when they say, yeah, let's take shots?
Pump and dump.
No. That's liquid gold right now, baby. Okay. You got to keep that. Now figure it out. You ain't on vacation. What? That baby's only a month old. That baby need all of it. All of it. This is wild. It's too wild. But go ahead. You was gonna say something too.
No, they are wild, and at least we find out. She has had to tell a lot of people while growing up that she is part Black. She is Black, so it said a lot because we were like, what is Charlie doing here on the show?
Give him a bad rap. That's that white side of her withholding the children. Okay, that booty might be Black, but the withholding of the children is white. Okay, what? Black people trying to get all that EBT. They ain't about to withhold no children.
None of them. Every child is a deduction.
You feel me? Like, we try to get all our cash. I don't know what you're talking about. What? But here's this too. Here's another reveal. She got a whole tattoo of this man's name on her, but he don't know about these kids.
Okay, Okay, let's go there. How am I tattooing? First of all, how am I tattooing and I ain't never met you? Wait a minute. I ain't never met you. I ain't lay hands on you. I ain't smelt the back of your neck. And I got your name tattooed on me. What the heck we doing?
I just love you so much. I don't know you, but I just feel like there's something here, you know what I'm saying? Though I will randomly sleep with other people and have their baby, you know what I'm saying? I guess we just gifting babies now, you know what I'm saying? But the tattoos, like Mia said, ink is forever, baby. Ink is forever.
And how many names do you have? Because if you haven't met me and you got my name, I need to know what the roster looking like on your body. Okay?
We just scratch them out. Just draw a line through it and write a new name next to it. You know what I'm saying? But it felt good for him to have her name written all over him. Boy, if you don't stop the cat, if you don't stop, that's a love bomber there. If he don't do nothing else, he gonna love bomb the heck out of you with the foolishness. Right? Like what? But I wait, hold on, because I gotta rewind. I gotta rewind real quick, Elsie, because the most funniest thing to me is you getting upset for something I did that you did first, or you did too. Why was she appalled when he said I got a baby too? Now, granted, his baby came out before hers, but ma'am,
Well, he's holding his secret longer. How about that?
when was you gonna tell me about the baby? Man, when you was gonna tell me about your baby? What?
Well, you had yours a whole 5 months longer than I've had mine. See, if you had told me that the woman was pregnant, maybe I wouldn't have gone out there and gotten, knocked up.
Or she did, or you did know, and you decided to go do it because y'all both on some BS on this damn show right now. But whatever the case may be, I don't let you on here, so now we're gonna talk about you.
How we tattooing? Tattooing is a commitment to a man we've never met.
Well, having a baby is a commitment to a man we just met. So there's nothing, she's not too far from what she's used to.
Never met and just met. Everybody getting something. Everybody getting something.
Is that man okay with the fact that he supposedly just met you and you had his baby? If that's the story you want to keep telling us. Well, we don't know what type of relationship she had with the other kids, though, Shy, but we do get you on that. You know what I'm saying? But she told us that she just met this man, had the relations with him, and now they got a baby. You know what I'm saying? So this lady just out here just doing whatever for whoever, whenever.
We're going to need an 8-passenger minivan. I mean, do they make those? Or we're going to have to drive 2 separate cars, 2 separate set of kids.
It's the man trying to do it. He like, okay, so you got 4, I got 2. That's 3 apiece. Divide the 1. Oh, y'all got a ready-made team with a substitute. Come on now. This is a match, y'all. This is a match. They got their team. They got their starting 5 with a substitute. Ain't nothing wrong. Hey.
One more, they got a whole, reserve bench. I mean, that's all they need. But he just was like, whew, thank you. Thank you for telling your secret first, because now it allows me to release my secret. And it don't seem that bad, because my child is 6 months old. I was like, wait a minute, are we quantifying this? You hit a baby too, sir. You hit one too, for a long time. High five, we don't know where the baby's father is. We don't know the status of that. But yeah, we don't know.
Story time. That's not a story time. This reminds me of where my baby daddy tried to one up me. I'm calling baby daddy in this moment right here because he was being petty. And you can't out petty a petty person. You know what I'm saying? But baby daddy tried to one up me. He gonna sit there and I told him, I had messed with somebody else or whatever, stuff like that. He's like, oh, okay, cool. I messed with somebody too. I said, all right, cool. I mean, I messed with somebody 5 times. I mean, I did it like 5 times and stuff. I said, okay, do you feel 5 times better, my guy? Like, what's we doing right now? Like, what are we doing? I felt like Jared in the moment, though. It was a little reversed because I said mine first, but I was a little reversed. I was like, is we trying to make this work or not? Like, what are we doing?
No high five. It's not Jared's baby. He was shocked and he told about the baby he had with someone else.
Yeah. So it'd be crazy if he had some project twins. Hey, cousin.
Woo! I made it.
It's time to get here. So, about these babies.
Ciao. What a day. I ain't get pregnant on the way over here. I had no kids and I didn't have to pump no milk.
Thank God.
That's the loudest machine.
Child, they are unbothered. They don't even care.
They unbothered. Why bothering everybody in the house? They getting everybody in the house all hot and bothered and in trouble and stuff. While meanwhile, they like, well, I'm off to go pump my milk and I'm going to take a nap.
Look here. This girl got to the house, had champagne. She was down to the pottery place drinking wine. She came back to dinner and had some beer. So where's this milk going? Not to the baby. Where the baby at?
Listen,
I'm going to start calling her Casey instead of Charlie. Y'all better find that baby. Behind her children.
Ooh, this the type of mama that be passing the baby off as a sibling. That's my little brother.
She got the right one. He don't care at all.
He don't. He like, and I'm gonna cheat again. Cause I gotta catch up. I'm already behind. I'm 2 kids behind. I gotta catch up. So it is what it is. I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it. Yeah. Well, here we are. Any other thoughts before we shift from these two? Because I think we done. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that we might need to start a GoFundMe account to start this baby shower that Owen needs to have for, like, there's a lot of people with kids out here. They all need to be around the same age. You know what I'm saying? A little baby shower, at least the first year birthdays thrown together and stuff like that. Now, I'm not going to start it by putting money in. I'm just going to start the page. Okay, y'all put the money in because I don't fund mystery babies personally. You know what I'm saying? However, I feel like
the way my bank account is set up, my savings is attached to my checking, and my checking is attached to my savings.
I'm just saying these kids need better parents, and I think they need to GoFundMe so they can get them some, or at least buy their emancipation early. Because I don't know. This is crazy. All right, well, moving on. Shoes. I forgot who came up next, like on a major scale in this thing, but we're just gonna go here then. Yay, these two. Just really her. She. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm annoyed.
Oh my God. Why I feel like they've been together 20 years? They do not act like people who just met each other. They're like, all right, sick of each other.
Well, I feel him. I'm sick of her too.
I'm absolutely sick of her.
It's unanimous.
Mm.
The votes are in.
Mm.
Look, we even got extra votes. She's off the island. She's off the island, y'all.
Put the baby's bed over there where she was sleeping. Get her out of here.
Ooh, I was like, this is a young lady that could potentially get a young man in trouble. get his behind beat. Because
Yeah.
the way she is behaving and not even regulating, I'm like, girl.
What
Yeah.
did he do? I'm looking at the TV and missing the part where he made her feel like she was not safe. What happened?
It's just
He
her.
called her out.
Mm-hmm.
She went and did yoga with Brandon. He had asked her the night before if she would do yoga with him. She ain't really feeling it. She didn't really want to do it. And he saw that she was doing yoga with Brandon elsewhere the next day. And he felt some kind of way about it. And he said, hey, we're supposed to be doing that. That's supposed to be our time. I asked you to do it. You said no, and then you're doing it freely with someone else? I'm in my feelings about it.
As he should
I was
be.
like, yup. I was like, I'm in my feelings for you, brother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was every right for him to express himself or whatever and stuff. And I don't think he did it rudely or anything. It was just that the way that she was trying to gaslight him into saying it's his insecurities and all that stuff like that was getting him a little agitated. And then to say, I feel unsafe. So I was like, right, just get up and leave. Because like you said, when a woman starts saying she feels unsafe and all this, it's not going to do nothing but lead to trouble. He made a good decision.
And
However,
why are you yelling at me?
I feel like her choice in words is disgusting, considering what that really means for somebody to be in a situation where they feel unsafe. She should feel slapped in the mouth, is what she should feel. Allegedly, or whatever I'm supposed to say. But I mean, show her what unsafe really should feel like since she want to throw that word around, because that's disgusting.
This is
and
after he knew that, her back was an issue and he made it into angel wings for her. He
mhm.
was trying to pour into her and she was just not feeling it.
So I love what Lips Glower says. She is one of those types that use her trauma or whatever health condition she has to get away with her nasty attitude or get away with or get her way or get people to feel sorry for her. Now, though I do agree with this to some extent, and I say some extent because she's been withholding her actual health condition. She just has a nasty attitude. Let's just be all the way honest about it. That's really what that is. Because she has been withholding her health issues. And I was thinking at myself, she was the type to play the sympathy card, but then I was like, wait, she hasn't told nobody about her issues, even when we had the whole kitchen situation, when it was a perfect time for her to express why she needs to eat a certain way. And they could have been a little bit more sympathetic and empathetic to her condition in that moment. But she has just a nasty attitude because you don't want nobody to cross your personal boundaries when it comes to your body, your space, your time, all of this stuff like that. But you have no problems dictating to others to the point that you even say it in the middle of the exercise that I tend to just tell people, not ask what it is. So she came into the kitchen telling them, hey, do this, do that. The only question she asks is, did they buy vegan butter? Otherwise, is can you put the oil over there? Not too much, just a little bit. No salt. Don't put it to the side. Do my like, ma'am. And then flip the whole victim card. Like, why are you yelling at me? I could just make my own. Well, this is why I don't come in the kitchen. Please don't come in my kitchen. Please don't come in my kitchen. Now, respectfully, I do feel like they could have went around and made sure that everybody has a certain eating preference or whatever, stuff like that. Everybody don't eat catfish. Everybody might not eat green beans or anything like that. So we could have been like, hey, respectfully, if you don't eat these type of things, the kitchen will be available to you to make whatever you need or whatever, or we'll have a side salad or whatever the case may be. Because when it comes to my time to eat, I want that same grace too. Like, seriously, I don't eat everybody cooking. I don't eat everybody food. So I'm going to need to know, like, yeah, what's up in this? But I'm not going to come in the kitchen while you doing your thing for me and tell you how you do your thing. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to ask, hey, can you just put, all she had to do is say, hey, can you just put a little veggie to the side? Don't put nothing on it. I'll finish it up later. Thank you. I have to eat I don't have to tell you everything, but I just need to eat a certain way. and that's my part of my diet. And if y'all can do that, if not, I'll just wait till y'all done, and I'll get up in here and make me a little something. But all that, I just do it myself, and I don't have to eat with y'all. You don't. You grown. You can do what you want, and you don't
That
have
was
to.
so extreme. Nobody told. I was here for him snapping on her, but all the way to I don't have to eat with y'all. Then nobody say that. And they were having such a cute little in the kitchen moment together until she came
Yeah.
in there with her foolishness.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were working really well in the kitchen. And the thing is, she came while they were already in the midst of
And
it.
their
This
vibe.
is right. This is something I would tell you, since you know who's cooking that night. You could set them aside and say that before they even start. But when you interrupting people's flow in the kitchen, they already, got everything down pat and everything, already starting sizzling. Now you want to be like, oh, do you have vegan butter or oil? Don't do too much oil. Oil gives me mucus. It's like she wants to hear me out. She wants to play the victim, but she doesn't want to give people the opportunity to accommodate her.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be immediate victim, and then it's immediate snap, and don't yell at me. He was yelling at me. What she probably wanted was Irvin to get up in there and tell Ty, why are you yelling at my woman? That also
Mhm.
probably irked her. That
Mhm.
Irvin didn't. Irvin is like already knows that he's like, her tone may be off. Let me leave this alone. Let me calm her down. I ain't confronting nobody about this. Whew, I
Irvin
feel for
told us,
Irvin.
he was like, it was, she probably was over there instigating him. Irvin was like, it was probably her. Because I know how she get to talking. She get to talking out the side of her neck, and I just want to be, but I can't, because I got to respect her. I got to respect her body and stuff, because she keeps reminding me I got to respect her body. I feel bad for Irvin.
I'm
He's
so
trying.
I'm don't even know about that either no more. I'm with you. I think she's just angry. Like
This is my thing. You have and I don't know the situation. I don't know the health condition that well. I'm not well versed in what it is. Child, I can't even repeat back the name of what it is or whatever. But it sounded like it was a near death experience had you not changed your whole lifestyle. So my thing is, most people that have that type of experience is not trying to waste too much time on anything or anybody. You know, ma'am, he is not the person you want. Period. Because you would not be this hesitant on any and everything when it comes to him. He can't lay in the bed with you because that's too much. I got to respect my body. Can't do the yoga with you because I got to allow my body just to wake up when it wants to. He can't touch on your back because that's a sensitive spot for you. He can't dance with you. He can't do anything for you except for when you decide that you want to try to get into an altercation with another man. He's supposed to run to your rescue then. You don't want this man. Free him. Free yourself at the same time, because you're wasting your own time. It makes no sense to me.
well, she said she's
Yeah,
positioning herself to be a wife. So what is that exactly? How do
Practicing
you
on Irvin,
practice what?
practicing on Irvin, but getting on his nerves at the same time. So I guess that's the type of wife she positioning herself to be.
uh
or the I really can't speak to you right now when you're in this, attitude, when you're, these heightened emotions, and it's like the man is bringing a legitimate complaint. He's not yelling. He is frustrated. He has to be able to show some kind of emotion. He wasn't being disrespectful. He was frustrated. He's like, "Why are you spending time with Brandon when I'm asking to spend time with you?" And she had no answer. So it's like, your insecurities, you're insecure if this is an issue for you. It's like, girl, it's those little trigger words. And I know sometimes we hear it when men say, certain things. It's those trigger words she uses
Mm-hmm.
that can be weaponized, unfortunately. And I was like, girl, do you not hear yourself? Do you not see yourself? Irvin, please run. And then when she tells him she feels unsafe, he does the right thing, walk away. Why are you leaving? Where are you going? We need to talk. No. If Irvin stayed, that would be you. Oh, he's not respecting my boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
He's antagonizing me.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to reach through the TV and be like, snap, girl, do you hear yourself? Do you see yourself at all?
When I first was watching that whole scene, all I seen was Joe Buttons and Tahiri. Reverse roles.
Hmm.
Reverse roles. However, by the end of the scene, I said, "Ha, joke's on you, because now you're going to sleep upset. Your body's upset now." Because that argument didn't go the way you wanted it to go at the end. You wanted to have full control of it, but him getting up and doing what he was supposed to do as walking away because you said you feel unsafe, conversation done. And him saying, no, I don't need to talk about this any further or whatever stuff, because it's not going to be a right time, because what is going to happen again is I'm going to get re-triggered by you, like you said, El said, saying the same exact thing, because you're not going to take accountability. That's the real triggering thing for him. It's not the fact that you feel like he's insecure, or he may even be insecure. It's actually that you're just not taking account for anything you've done. And it sounds like y'all been down this road once, be too many times within 5 months of y'all talking online. Irvin, don't stick it out for this check, baby. Just go ahead and go. Go ahead and go. If that contract allows you to leave this process early, go ahead and go, sir.
Well, and everybody has insecurity, so that's not fair. I feel like everybody has some type of insecurity about something. So if you tell me in the middle of, I won't even say heated, I would say somewhat escalated, because even when he walked off, it was barely responsive. He gave her all the, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So you can say to me in the middle of a conversation that's not quite pleasant and you're just insecure. Now I'm going to be more pissed off than I was a few seconds ago, because now you're picking on me. And who don't have insecurities?
Right. And the
Imagine
fact
working with her as a man. Imagine working with her at the job and you say something and now she's down to HR talking about, I don't feel safe.
right. And but the fact is, like El said, already highlighted already, I'm here to bond with you, and I'm asking you to do a certain thing, and you tell me you won't do it with me. But then I catch you doing it with somebody else. Like you're literally off in a whole nother part. And here's the key, the catch about it. Kiki, watch your man.
Huh. He
Because
younger than me. He got a little tight body.
right,
More
if
than
he
me.
wasn't in that room with them, that I don't understand. I should have heard that she was doing yoga with Kiki and Brandon, not just Brandon.
Kiki
So,
was tipsy.
so I
Kiki
feel
out
something
there,
to do.
Kiki out there getting her a glass of wine while Brandon is otherwise occupied.
She's turning up. She can't do yoga right now. She's a little light.
But either way, and I'm not saying that she want that man or anything like that, but that looks some type of way. And yes, if I catch you in the middle, it's not like you sat there and be like, hey, I'm about to go do the yoga with whatchamacallit or whatever. You ain't tell this man or nothing like that. You just off doing that thing that he asked you to do. Knowing he asked you. Ain't nothing worse than somebody I like doing something I asked them to do with me with somebody else first. And me finding out that kind of way, like, oh wow.
Low key is disrespectful to Kiki too, like you said. Because why? Where's she at? I'm not going over there. By where Kiki at? Tell her to come here.
Because Irvin was fine. He waited till they were done with their yoga and he addressed it. He could have been in here like, what is this? What's going on here?
What in the
Wait
flip?
a minute. Have a table, pull up the mat, something. But you don't even have, here's what I feel frustrating, for Irvin. You didn't like the touch with dancing. You don't need to touch me with yoga. We could have our separate mats. We're just in the room together, and you can't even do that. Golly, lady, just tell me you don't want to be around me. You're not attracted, go home.
We could have had this yoga thing with Brandon too. What the hell?
Everybody could come.
Everybody can get it. I mean,
all I want to do is have yoga with you. I'm not really caring who else is there. I'm there for you. But you literally go off with him by yourself. Don't even come down and invite me. Hey, Brandon just asked if we want to do yoga or whatever. My body is saying, yes, let's do yoga. I know you want to do yoga. Let's go. Come on. Let's go do the yoga. Hell, if you want to invite him first and then act like Brandon is an add-on. I don't care how you want to do it, but you should have went to that man and said, "Hey, we about to do the yogas. Come on with it. Get your mat
It's
out.
like
Let's go."
it's like asking her out to dinner, and then all she's like, "Oh no, I'm not available." But then you see her out with somebody, even if it's a friend, out to dinner. Come on.
Who not gonna feel some type of way? That actually makes a person insecure because now you're implanting the idea there's something about me you don't like.
I don't know that it's not intentional. She's, feels like she's picking and antagonizing a little bit.
She wants him to pop off so she could say, "Ha ha! See,
Mm-hmm.
see, I know you
Mm-hmm.
had an attitude. I know
Mm-hmm.
you had anger issues. That's what I'm waiting for."
This is why I don't feel safe. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm telling Irvin if he can get out this contract or whatever. And Teal, I do not know if they can leave early or not. I seen your question, but I don't know what the contract is. Never read it, had it, or whatever, and stuff like that. So sometimes there's stipulations like fighting and stuff that they can leave. I'm not suggesting he do any of that to get up out this house, but if he can just be like, you know what, this is not working out for me, and they say, okay, we release you, then go release yourself, sir, because this is a whole fool. This lady is a whole fool.
They probably have to have a conversation with homegirl. What's her name? Tawanda. What's her name?
The
The host lady.
oh no, yeah, I figured that they're gonna want to try to keep them there to get to the shrink part of it all, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could stay for that, but just stay away from this lady because you could stay to get your own personal health growth from the shrink or whatever, but you don't need to be dealing with this lady at all no more. Because once you get to screaming unsafe to me, that's it. Stay on your side of the room, and I'll stay on mine. Hello,
Is
hold
it
on, we got one more joining. We got one more. Sorry,
is it
Elsie.
safe? Is it safe?
I hope it's safe for this man because it's gonna be the only man here. We gotta make it a safe environment for him. Hey, Sean.
Hey Jay, what's up?
What's
Oh
going
Hey
my.
on?
everybody.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
Well, I have an unpopular opinion.
hmm.
Mm.
Bring it. It might not be a safe space no more. We got to take them off. No, no,
Well,
go ahead.
let me preface it by saying I agree with y'all with some of the antics that Alicia has been up to. In terms of whether it was the food, just being super persnickety with her with how she wants the food to be prepared. And Jay, as a chef, and I be trying to be a fake chef. If somebody get there with all these specifications without telling me the why, you're gonna get booted out of my kitchen too.
Mm.
Because don't come in my kitchen telling me what to do, how to do it, unless you tell me, hey, listen, I have some food restrictions. She don't have to reveal, it's attached to her autoimmune, disorder or anything, but just let me know, hey, listen, I do have food restrictions. I try to avoid these things because my body doesn't react well. Whatever you want to say, I need a disclaimer up front before you start telling me what to do, how to do it, what to put here, how to put that much of it, because then you just might get I need you to leave the kitchen, and we'll figure this out. So I get that part. I also get how standoffish she's been with what's his name, what's the guy's
Irvin.
name,
Irvin,
Irving.
sorry, I'm on mute.
No worries. Yeah, Irving. Now the part that I understood what she was saying was and Kojo has talked about this. I've talked about it a little bit. As a man, I know that feeling because I've had it myself. When you are heightened and upset, you don't have to be yelling, you don't have to be using strong words. A woman can feel the energy coming from you. And I think that's what the point she was trying to get across to him. Now, again, I'm not saying she was all right and he was all wrong, but I do think as men, because I too have been there and my own ex-wife had to call it out for me. Um, we're heightened and we're upset, and a lot of things are happening. So our emotions are running high. And he's sitting on the edge of the bed with her in close proximity with her, and she can feel that energy permeating from him. So I just think, you know, he does need to just be conscious because this is somebody new. You know what I mean? This is someone new who he's just getting to know, you're going to have these things where people are trying to figure out if they like each other. It's to be expected. So you have to regulate your emotions as a man. I do believe that. Now, again, I'm not saying, oh my God, he was going to do something left. No, but you also just need to make sure you're in the calmest state. And I do think it was right for him to then get up and leave, because at that point, he was not able to do that and be able to say, hey, listen, I feel like I'm a little stressed out. And if that's coming forward, then maybe we can have the conversation at a different time. Because she did say that to him. She was like, hey, listen, maybe we could say, let's have this conversation at another time. She did mention that to him. You know, I heard that in their back and forth exchange. So I just think it's my little thing. Like, we do need to be careful of the energy and the intensity with which we speak, especially, and I'll land my plane here, for a very new situation. You know, my moment where I was starting to get angst and my ex-wife noticed it, we had a long established relationship. This wasn't in the beginning where we're just getting to know each other and I'm getting really upset because something's not going the way I think it should. Now, you shouldn't be that intense when you guys are just getting to know each other. She might not like you, and that might be okay. You shouldn't be so emotionally charged where you have to visibly leave the room. That's just my opinion.
I would agree with you, Sean, except for the fact that she tried to call him back. That's the part that it kind of ends there for me. Like, okay, he was intense. He was too close. You were feeling too much of him. So he has given you the space that you need, or that should be happening for you to feel calmer or safer. The fact that you are calling him back and he's in a heightened, way, or he is too intense, that to me is just, where the rubber don't meet the road for me. But I do understand your points. But if she didn't say that, I don't agree with that with her, with that statement of trying to bring him back knowing he's in a heightened state, unless you're trying to trigger him to do something reckless.
I'll say this, like, I agree with you, Sean, in some cases of the situation. Because y'all know I'm an empath. I feel things a lot of times before the person feel it or whatnot. However, once I start feeling things, one of the two things I'm going to either do, I'm going to remove myself, or I'm just going to stop talking, because I know certain things, my pettiness is going to say certain things that's going to make the situation go up higher. Soon as she sat there and went to, I feel unsafe, that's when he really started escalating. And I can get that. Because if a person tell me I feel unsafe or whatever and stuff like that, it's like, you know what? Okay, let me remove myself, because now you're trying to imply that I'm about to do something to you. There were things that were said that she was that was triggering his emotions. And that's why I said, this is what, when I seen it, it made me feel like Joe Buttons and Tahiri. Because Joe Buttons would intentionally say things. And I'm not saying she was intentionally doing this stuff or whatever. She might just had a lack of word choice in the moment. But Joe would intentionally say things because he knew Tahiri enough that she would get upset by little things that he was said. And now he would look like the victim in a situation. And she tends to do this across the board. This is not a one-off just with Irvin. This actually happened in the kitchen. Now, it was Ty yelling. Yeah, Ty was yelling. Okay, no denying to it. But she was doing a whole bunch of little things where it was just like, bro, like if she was empathic like that, she would have read that energy. It was like, you know what? Let me talk to Britt. Britt, can you just put me some vegetables to the side real quick? And I'll finish it off. Thanks, sis. Thank you, Ty. Appreciate you for the thing. I just got a little inconvenience and I'm going to get out of here. No, she went into demand. And this is clearly not a one-off, like I said once, with her and Irvin. It's crazy that it's in 5 months that is like this. And now we're meeting each other and it's really escalated. So that's why I'm like, they just need to let it go. But I do agree with you, Sean. Men do need to learn how to regulate themselves sometimes when a lady say, hey, just calm down. calm down. Let's just have a talk. Let's talk in a calm voice. But women also need to learn how to diffuse situations, which I think we lack a lot of times. We think we can diffuse situations, but I think a lot of times we don't really do it in a proper manner or whatnot, because we have to have the last word on something. We got to say a little too much sometimes, and sometimes diffusing the conversation is just shutting up and listening. It really is that simple. But I think
Also, Sean, you said that your ex-wife pointed out to you like how you were communicating with her in a way. This lady is perfectly aware. She said it out of her own mouth that I have a tendency to tell people things instead of asking. So she's gave herself an excuse for her behavior. She already know how she does things. So it's different when you don't know and you might be, speaking in a way that makes somebody uncomfortable, but she's clear. She, like you said, Jay, she's done it like in the kitchen, everywhere. She said, sorry, I just, that's just how I am.
I knew it was gonna, be a little bit controversial. And I think, listen, in arguments, sometimes if you just sit back, this is my perspective. Like, if you just sit back and you just extract some of the things that the person is saying, you're gonna get some things from it. Because even in that moment when it happened with me and my ex-wife, it happened to be a scenario where I was dead on right and she was stressing me out about something, right? But I still needed to realize, hey, why is this making me so visibly upset, where she can feel how upset I am, right? I was right about what I was saying, and it was a series of things that we had talked about before, but I still needed to find a moment where, oh shoot, this is something that I need to be more conscious of. And that's all I'm saying. It doesn't mean that Erwin is wrong, he's wrong for feeling the way he's feeling, but I think sometimes in moments, especially when you're in a relationship dynamic, a romantic one especially, there's things that you can take away. Even in heated arguments that I've had back and forth with friends of mine, and I was wrong about it, or I was right, there's things that we both could learn from the way we are communicating. And people don't always do it the right way. They don't always lay things out the right way. Sometimes somebody is yelling something at you, but there's some truth to it, right? They may not be telling you, but if you sit back and you say, hey, listen, this is somebody, they're telling me something about how I'm showing up. It might be a lesson for me. And I'll say this too, the reason why it resonated with me, because it's something that I've seen a lot across social media, where men just get so upset when a woman doesn't like them. And I think that is an area of opportunity. And again, this doesn't mean Alicia doesn't have her areas of opportunity and things that she needs to work on 100%. But this is something I've noticed with men, where when a woman is somehow giving a sign of rejection, or when a woman is snubbing them in a particular way, or doing something that looks like, oh, she may not like me or she likes somebody else, it just triggers us. And I think we need to kind of get a hold and tap into what that is, and learn to just not be so affected by it. Not to be so, it's going to happen. There's going to be women that you encounter that don't like you, right? You may think they start off liking you and then they don't. It's okay. You can breathe, relax. If Alicia walks out at the end of this process and she doesn't like you, you're going to be okay. There's plenty of other women out there that I'm sure will be interested in him. It doesn't have to hit you so hard because someone you thought liked you, or someone that you like, doesn't reciprocate that same energy.
But it's okay if, I'm thinking it's okay to say you don't like, but I don't think Alicia is telling Irvin she don't like him.
And Sean made a point though. She's giving Sean signs of that she don't like. She's giving signs of it. However, people don't always read the signs. Some people need to actually be told that they don't be need that they are not liked or whatever, and they leave stuff alone. Me for this case, and it's two parts to this. One, yes, across the internet we see men don't deal with rejection very well or whatnot. That's true. That's on people that they have never really spoken to, talked to for 5 months or anything like that, and stuff like that. Two, A lot of times people are sitting here having arguments on who's right and wrong when a person just wants to be understood. They're not arguing about right or wrong. And in this moment, yes, he wants her to take accountability for the fact that she's doing things that hurt him. But it's not about right or wrong in this moment. It's about being understood that I am being hurt by some of your actions and stuff. And to sit there and for a person to be dismissive and just put the blame back on your insecurities or shift it back to you instead of just actually hearing that person out. And that's what you were saying, Sean. Sometimes you need to just sit and hear. Well, she need to just sit and hear too. Sometimes I got to listen to y'all while you are angry and hear what it is that you're really angry about, because I have to allow you to have that space. You're a human. Men and women are allowed to be angry. What they do with the anger is the actual problem. He's allowed to be hurt. He's allowed to be mad in this moment by things, because that's just natural reaction. We all have feelings and they're going to react a certain way. As long as he's not being disrespectful, he's not trying to be abusive, he's not putting hands on her, he's not cussing her out, he's not doing all these things. He's actually trying to have a respectful conversation, though it might get a little intense during it at times because I feel some type of way. I have to sit back, and my common sense would say, let me not fuel this fire. Let me see, because I like this person. Let me see what it is that they're actually mad about. What is actually eating it? Is it actually me? Sometimes it's not actually me. Sometimes it is just the insecurity that they may have, but I have to hear them out. I don't need to fuel the fire anymore by telling them, I feel unsafe. I come back to me when you can control yourself or whatever stuff. All of those are little trigger things to a person who is trying to express themselves. And that's like how it was, like I'll say, like Jamaica, for example. I know Seaway was not the problem. I still went at Seaway as if she was a problem. Then I had to stop myself, like, hold up, this is my friend. Why am I attacking her? I had to give, but a Seaway still allowed me that moment to vent out what it was that I needed to vent out. As she had said something in there, then it'd been me and Seaway going back and forth, Sean, and I'm not gonna hold you. But because she didn't say nothing, it allowed me a time to sit there and be like, wait a minute, why am I going off on her? She is not even the problem. Let me walk away and calm myself down and stuff. And then like 10 minutes later, I was on the phone like, you know what? I need to go and apologize to her. So sometimes we need that space to just be able to express the way we need to express, long as it's not harmful to anybody else or ourselves. And that other person has to give us that without sitting there having all that extra judgment going in and making it the situation heightened and worse than what it actually could or should have been. But I'm not trying to say either side is right or wrong on how they approached it. I agree with you on Sean, which on a lot of things, Sean. Men do have to know time and place and season to have heightened emotions and stuff like that. But sometimes as humans, we fall short. Heck, we fall after God, and he be getting mad sometimes at us. I be like, God, calm down. Why you do that? You know what I'm saying? You could have gave me that $300,000 check. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't. Why you didn't do it? We got to talk to God a little bit longer.
Well, while you all are very enlightened in that regard, I just heard too many trigger words that could get this black man in some serious trouble. Apart from the show, anyone else, let's say, listening in on the show, hearing her say she feels unsafe around him, what if another man stepped up into that room? What if it caused another man to feel like he needed to step up to protect her because she said those words? If Irvin didn't get up and leave, in an appropriate time. To me, it was too many things that could really make it an unsafe environment for the both of them and other people in the house. So her calling him back is where I negated her saying she felt unsafe. If you feel unsafe and the man is walking away, let him walk away and calm down. You say he's triggered, you say he's insecure, he needs to calm down to talk to you. Give him the space to do that. But it seemed like you want to be in his face, just pushing. He needs time to get to the point where you need him to be able to discuss this.
Oh, sorry, I was reading what Trey was writing. I was like, what? Who is she? I see what it is now. Any more thoughts? Thank you for the conversation, for the pushback. I think it opened up some great dialogue. But any more thoughts on these two?
I mean, I
Not for
guess
me.
I'm with Elstead for the most part. It's just the words that she was using that was making me really uncomfortable. There's so many other ways that she could have said that besides unsafe and, you know, and she was provoking. From my perspective, I'm like, she's not a little girl. You know, you give people a grace when they're young, but she almost 40 years old. I be feeling like people know what they're doing. I feel like when she went, and not that that's any excuse for him to go off, but if you don't like him, then why are you playing with his emotions? Say that.
I do feel like she was more unsafe with Ty than she was.
I feel like Ty's response honestly was like the most normal. I felt like Irving being so calm is not really the norm. Ty is what people do. Shut up, especially in the kitchen. I don't know. Maybe I relate because I don't like people in the kitchen like around me while I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, in my zone. So he was snapping and I was snapping right along with him.
Ty
That's why I
had the
felt like
tongs.
she
Ty
was
had the hot grease on the stove. That was a more dangerous situation.
I mean, but imagine if she went up there and Irvin was a different type of guy and just went down there, like you said, snapping on this man over what? Over some green beans in the butter?
well, maybe she was trying to recount from last season's. Try to have a moment like last
We
season.
don't want that. We're good.
We sure don't. And I'm glad. Hopefully, he watched last season's. No, don't do that. Don't do that. But at the end of the day, he walked away. So kudos to him. We proud of him for walking away before it got way more intense. I don't know. All right.
You
Well,
know, that's the only thing that I do think. I think that's the my main part of pushback
mm-hmm.
about the whole thing is it's too soon for you to be having such intense emotions. You know, I just feel like digging underneath all of that, like you're literally have never met this person in real life. So for you to have such intense emotions and expectations on how they're going to show up, you're setting yourself up for a big problem because you're going to get a mixed bag. You've never seen her. You guys have just been communicating online. She could be a million and one different things, so I just feel like we can't be putting all these expectations on someone we don't really have a connection with, especially when it's just new. This is only 24 to 48 hours in. There's a million and one things that are going to go wrong, or people are figuring out. You're in a house living together, you don't theoretically know each other. So I just feel like, barring all of the things that have happened, your expectations need to be very, very low, because what you've talked about doesn't necessarily meet what the person is in person. You don't get to really experience that person until you meet them, and oh, this is how they move. Oh, they said this, but this is how they do that. It's kind of like you're starting dating for real. Although you have this history of talking, you really don't know that person. There's somebody on the other end. So I think that's the part where I just push back a little, is saying, like, friendships, yeah, you have an argument, you have a disagreement, there's emotions, there's history. These people don't have a history in person. So I just think, like, anybody going into this, you need to put your bar all the way below when you're meeting somebody, because you don't know them, you don't know her, you're just experiencing her.
I would agree, especially because me and you in the same era or whatever and stuff. But we watch Love Is Blind. And then people spend way less time with each other and have way heightened emotions for each other from just talking to each other.
10 days.
So the talking part of it, all of that, you develop something just because we haven't spent the time around each other. I mean, I know that's what they say before you get married and you move in with somebody. You don't know a person till you live with them. However, there's parts of a person that you do know from just being around them for so long or whatever and stuff like that. And there's parts of a person that you do know from just talking to them, and you do develop emotions from just talking to people. or whatever. And this depends on how they were talking to each other. It's giving that we were doing more romantic talking, and now that we're in person, we're not executing a lot of stuff. Now, had it just been like they were doing on platonic stuff, and he would just be like, I've been respecting her, and I'm just this, or whatever, and stuff, and not trying to get close, it'd be a different thing. But seems like they've had some intimate conversations on when I see you, this gonna be what this is, and all that stuff. So I don't know. There's a little bit. I'm gonna have to give a little bit of pushback on that thought too, because it's not too early. People connect in different ways sooner than other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a push back on that with not only Love is Blind, but even here amongst us, I have not met Jay, Rhonda, and Sean in person, but if we in person and we have a situation or issue, I got your back. I mean, there is a connection you can develop, even friendship wise, electronically and at a distance. So, and she shared her autoimmune disease and all that she's been going through. So she has shared a lot with this man. So there is some kind of connection. So, and full disclaimer, I met Mr. El Cid online dating. So there is an element that I could totally understand after 5 months having some kind of emotional development or emotional, attachment.
I guess let me clarify. I'm not saying that you can't form a connection from meeting somebody online or, having a non-physical, in-person relationship. My point is that once you do physically meet that person, you do have to regulate yourself in terms of how they're going to show up. You get what I'm saying? Like when I met Seaway for the first time after we had been conversing online, we didn't have a disagreement. You know what I mean? Like we then got to know each other in a different way. The same for you, Jay. You know what I mean? Like our relationship then strengthened, and just developed in a different way where we got to really know each other. So that's all I'm saying is like I just think like when you're meeting somebody for the first time compared to having a virtual relationship, you do also need to not have be so emotionally invested in how they're going to show up or if they're going to like you. Especially, this is a never ever METS. This isn't Love is Blind where people are entering in the process to be married with the sole focus. You know what I mean? Like there's people in this that had 2 and 3 babies in between, carrying on other things. So like they're still living their lives for the most part. So I just feel like you need to level set your emotions on how someone shows up when you are meeting them for the first time before you are so like impassioned about, oh, they don't like me or they did this and I'm upset about that. It's like that stuff. You need to have a different history with them and let that part of the relationship build before you allow yourself to be so triggered by something that they do.
Well, since she's saying she's positioning herself to be a wife, I don't know if maybe their conversations went that far. She is she positioning herself to be Irvin's wife? What are those conversations like? Because it may be why he felt so deeply invested. Because as point to you, Sean, she doesn't seem that invested in him at all.
She also says she has a zero tolerance policy. So, how do you enter into a partnership with anyone with a zero tolerance policy? Like, what, you should, I feel like, at least be open to compromise. You can't, nobody is perfect. She's clearly not. So, I don't know why the expectation of him to be perfect is. And what is he supposed to do? He came over there and I didn't see him do nothing really as far as escalated emotions until she says she ain't feel safe. But we not seeing it. I mean, I haven't seen him do anything that made it seem like he was so crushed that she didn't like him. I feel like, the whole thing, the yoga with Brandon, I feel like anybody would feel like that's disrespect. And he didn't confront her in a way that was aggressive. He didn't get upset till she said, I don't like this conversation. I'm not safe anymore.
Well, I don't know. I'll just say Sean, and with you or Seaway, I didn't have any sexual tension towards y'all, so therefore my expectations were real low. Okay, so my expectations are real low. Y'all can do whatever the heck y'all want. You know what I mean? I wasn't tripping, but people I've been talking, a little bit more intimate with, when I see them, I be like, hey.
Are you sure, Jay? Because you brought up the example. You
brought up what example?
You mentioned Seaway. That's why I started talking about it.
Oh no, you had brought up just saying that you didn't have the expectations when we met. We've been talking online, and so that's what I was saying. Like, yeah, as friends, I don't have expectations with friends that I talk to online. Y'all, it's really weird that we do this, and I think a lot more people than I myself does do this. But when it comes to friendships, we give them a whole bunch of grace. When it just comes to people that we have put in that category as friends, they have a whole bunch of grace, but we put more expectations and stipulations on people that we have interest in. Naturally, we all do it or whatever and stuff like that. And I do agree, Sean, we should be a little bit more graceful, especially when we first meeting people, and allow them to be who they are and see if they can work in our world or not. But when we're young and dumb, we don't necessarily do that. We don't. I sure didn't do that when I was younger. And that was something I learned to do. So now I can talk from that place of privilege and saying, yeah, I can give you grace now. But back in the day, it was not that. It was, you told me this is what you was. I expected this is what you is. And now I'm seeing somebody different. Oh, heck to the no. What the is this? That was me. So it's like, yeah, it sounds good. We should be doing a lot of it, especially when we first meet some people and stuff like that. But it depends on how I've been talking to you. It really depends on how we've been communicating. And because me, you, Seaway, and all this, we've been communicating as friends, as colleagues, buddies, peers, and stuff like that. My expectations, I don't have much that outside of that's how we talk to each other. When we've gotten into blow-ups, and we've gotten into heated blow-ups before we even met each other, we've gotten into stuff like that or whatever, stuff like that. But it was just all under the guise of, we have difference of opinions. Long as we can come back at the end of the day and say, I hear you, I'm okay with it. And that was my only expectation, is just that they are still going to be open to me to be able to express my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts. And they say, okay, I hear you. I don't agree with you, but I hear you. I understand you. I validate you. That's all I ever needed from y'all or whatever and stuff. So for me, that's how I look at this situation, is he just wants her to listen, understand, and validate where he's coming from, because his whole conversation at this particular time was about the insecurity comment that she made earlier when he addressed it. That sat on him and it made him feel some type of way. And it just was like, I'm not telling you I'm insecure. I'm just saying it's real weird when I catch you doing something I asked of you to do with me with somebody else. That's not insecure. I should be able to express that to you without you saying, this is feeling some type of way. This is making me feel some type of way. I'm just trying to tell you where you're not being accountable at. And that's what's his whole thing when she walked away or whatever and stuff like that. It's almost like the thing with the kitchen situation, is he didn't have her side on that. It was like, I know she went in there and started this stuff because this is what she do. She does not take account for the things that she does and stuff. I'm always picking up the slack, and I think he's just tired. And I agree. If this is what we're doing this early in the relationship, we need to just let it. We just need to let it go. So that part with you, Sean, this is way too much early for emotional stuff. I agree with that, because at this point, this not going nowhere. It's not about to go anywhere good. So let's just let it go. I don't know. But any more thoughts on these two? Or should we shift off? Child, I'm exhausted. I got a headache all over again.
I came in and stressed y'all out.
No, not you. I was stressed out.
It was definitely not you. It was her.
You need to put a sound on that.
A sound?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like I need to maybe figure out how to get my emotions in check.
Child,
he was so calm.
Listen, another people that's gonna stress me out, but they ain't quite did it yet. But I know Ty gonna stress me out. I know Ty gonna stress me out. I know it. I know it's coming, but so far so good with these two as far as a couple and bonding with each other. These two, um, they was doing their thing. They got in the kitchen, got the cooking together. She was like, "Yes, chef." You know what I'm saying? She was hitting them all with the, "Hey, King, I got you, Big Daddy. I got whatever you need. You need the oil over here, the butter over there. Slob it on down. I got you." You know what I'm saying? But he don't follow no directions, sir. He like to give direction, but he don't follow none. Because wasn't the challenge to be blindfolded? One person be blindfolded. Why was he looking the whole time?
Now, Jay, they said they agreed to connect to each other and pay attention to each other. So he was connecting eye to eye with her.
That man be
So
staring at
they
her.
agreed.
That man be staring at her solid. I think it just be bothering me. I'd be like, "Sir, put these blindfolds on and stop staring at me so much." It might just be me. Okay. But anywho, how y'all feel about Brittany and Ty?
Brittany's child is 3 years old. She's still worried about the baby fat. It ain't baby fat no more. It's here to stay, okay? Ty does not seem to be a man who is concerned with that. He has been, speaking well of her that we have seen. Is he, top chef in his kitchen? Yes. Okay, that is his kitchen. That is his domain. And she just flowed with it. I love their connection right there in the kitchen. She's like, "What do you need? What will you have?" But to me, I'd like to know if she even had any say in the menu. It seemed like it was Ty's show, which Brittany was okay in being part of it. What I did love with Brittany is Brittany did tell him, "Hey, that is somebody else's woman here. You need to be mindful." And she said it in such a nice, calm way, calmer than I would have said. But, we don't want him burning the catfish. So she was very calm, very nice, like, "Hey, that's somebody else's woman. Don't be surprised if somebody comes in here to talk to you about how you've spoken to their woman." So, and Ty took it. He understood. And he kept on cooking. I didn't hear anybody complain about the food, so I'm guessing it was nice. But that's the other thing. Alicia, don't come in there causing a ruckus. Ty said he pours love into his food, and here you come pouring a whole bunch of attitude with the butter. But yeah, I really liked how they communicated with each other. But I don't know. I still don't know if these two are going to work outside of the kitchen.
They seem like you like each other on both dates. Both times that they've spent time together. I think I have to take my feelings about Ty out of the scenario and allow this lady to have her man the way she wants him to be. She said she wanted an alpha male, so she don't have no problems backing up and letting her king do his thing. I don't think she needed to worry, Elle said, about the bathing suit either. I don't think it's her body. I think it's the swimsuit. She just should pick a better swimsuit. And yeah, I think they like each other. I don't know. I don't know about Ty. He not for me, but he might be for her.
Sean, you still there?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm walking up the stairs for our afternoon exercise.
Okay, I would say I can give you a minute if you need.
Yes, give me 2 minutes. I don't want to be huffing and puffing.
Okay, because we will ask why you're breathing heavy.
Only Elle said what I asked.
Of course. Okay, yeah, give me like a minute.
All right.
I'll be in the house.
Yeah. So though I do agree that these two, this is her man, and this is
Jay?
Yeah, he said give him 2 minutes, and then my internet went crazy. Okay. And though I so agree, this is the man for her. I just hope she is taking stock of that account in the kitchen. Because it's, what I'm saying, sometimes people don't know how to just direct they frustrations to only what they frustrated at. And sometimes their frustrations be directed to you in the same manner.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like how she did calm him down and he took it or whatever, but hopefully he's not just taking the calm down because the cameras are around or because there's other people in the house. And I'm not trying to put nothing on this man. I don't know this man or whatever and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? This could just be a one-off for real or whatever. Or he was just annoyed because, like we say, I'm very some type of way about me in my kitchen. I know other people are some way about them in their kitchen or whatever. I try to stay out of people's kitchens. And if I'm not invited, because I know how it gets heated in the kitchen, figuratively and literally, okay? So I can get that. But, sir, you were yelling. You were yelling and you was carrying on or whatever and stuff like that now. So Britt, just be mindful that you do have a child.
He was sick of her from earlier. He been sick of her all day.
Yeah, you do have a child, and like Britt said, that's another man's woman. You could possibly talk to the other man that type of way if you like, but being another man's woman or not, that's still a woman. So you do need to control, like, ma'am, you could have just easily dismissed her like, okay, we will put you some veggies to the side. We got the rest. Is there anything else that you do not need? Okay. All right. Now step out of my kitchen, please. We got this. But to sit there and go, oh, we cooking today. And when it's your day, you can do what you want. And this, that. Calm down, sir. Calm down. Regardless if you know what my needs is or whatever and stuff like that, like, you don't talk to me any kind of way. That's what you don't do. All right. You're gonna respect me. My daddy respect me. My man respect me. You're gonna do the same. You're not gonna talk to me any kind of way. So yeah, that's what he needed to say. That's for sure what he needed to say. Come get your lady out this kitchen right now. Please. Please, sir. Please, sir. You know, he needed that moment that Irvin had, like, just stop talking to her. Let your lady engage with her. Now, if your lady ain't as sick of her and she ain't getting on your lady's nerves, that's a whole nother thing. But you know, you don't talk to her. So I just say, Britt, just be mindful of how he talks. My internet want to go crazy. My daughter on my internet, and now it's only one person internet today. But yeah, I just need her to be a little mindful of it. But they liking it. They, like I said, they did the exercise. They enjoyed each other's body paintings or whatever, you know, or whatever. It's not me, y'all. It's my daughter. She came in and ruined the internet. No, just playing. I'm not taking account. I'm gonna be like, hey, I ain't taking account for nothing. It's her insecurities and her internet. No, just yeah, that's really all I have to say about these two, because right now we ain't got too deep into it. I feel like he might be hiding a little something. Everybody hides something out here, you know. And I'm with you, Elsie, ma'am. That child is old enough. That at this point, baby, that's your body. Be comfortable in the skin you in, and if you don't like it, there's all kind of ways to change it. The natural way and the unnatural way, whichever way you choose to do. You know, you can go get you a mommy maker if that you want, or you can get you a gym membership, a trainer. You know, they're expensive, but if you got it, you got it. Go ahead and get it, or just, you know, do it. Get your accountability buddy. Get in the gym with him. But this man do not care.
Her job is fashion stylist something. She's some type of fashion something. She don't need all that. She needs a better swimsuit. There's nothing wrong with her body. Like, if you're insecure, then take them itsy bitsy thing off and put on a bathing suit.
I think she was unprepared because she didn't bring a bathing suit, because that looked like some drawers and a cut up T-shirt that she had. But listen, I mean, you can't tell somebody how to feel about themselves, but I liked her body. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
She had a nice little hiney. I said, that little hiney jiggling. I said, all right now,
Yeah,
you better go ahead on. You know, she's a woman. You know, like most women are that size. You know, so don't let what you see maybe on social media or on advertising dictate how you should feel about yourself. You know, feel confident.
Yeah.
You know, she looked good. You know, she's one of those people where sometimes people look better undressed than they do dressed. I thought she looked better in less clothes than she did with more.
I'm
Take
sure
that for
Ty
what
likes
it's worth.
Yes, Ty does like it, and if she's feels some kind of way about stretch marks, Brittany, stretch marks just lead the way to the promised land. That's all. They just point the direction. Think of
Hmm.
it that way.
I love me them. I'll rub some cocoa butter, some Palmer's right all over that, some coconut oil.
Let me help you. Let me help
We,
you reduce those, girl.
we'll be all right together. Put you some vitamin E on there, and if they don't go away, that's okay.
Ask permission. We ask you permission first, like the painting.
Of course.
I'm not comfortable.
I'm not forcibly rubbing.
I feel safe in
I'm
this
not forcibly
conversation.
rubbing cocoa butter on somebody's stretch mark.
Feeling
Come
real
on here, let
unsafe in
me
this
rub this cocoa
conversation.
butter on you.
Sean Rhonda's feeling unsafe.
I'm sorry, Rhonda. I apologize.
No, it wasn't Rhonda. She said she uncomfortable. It's me feeling unsafe, and then she started this. Elsie. I'm sorry. You ain't gonna be trying to switch this up on somebody else. This is you, Elsie.
I'm
Feel
sorry. Well, I
unsafe.
take accountability for me. Unlike
I,
Alicia, I'll take accountability for what my role.
I'll be Alicia. Maybe you're insecure.
Maybe that's right. Tell them, Elsie. Maybe y'all just ain't comfortable with talking about,
Yeah,
what
y'all
makes you
know
feel
y'all
good.
comfortable with yourselves. Don't put this on that lady. What my daddy say, them stretch marks ain't nothing but braille. That's what Trey Vex said the same thing. Them stretch marks ain't nothing but braille, baby. Let me come on and feel on them.
They tell a story, right?
Right. Let's see what we working with here.
But I do think that Ty went a little too far. I
Mm-hmm.
think he was a little too hyped. And I get it. The empathy part of me understands it as somebody who likes to cook and feels like I can cook well. But what I also try to do is if I'm cooking a meal for a lot of people, I'll ask, does anybody have dietary restrictions? Especially in today's day and age, people be allergic to eggs, flour, peanuts, oil, you name it, they allergic to it. So you just need to be, when you're making a group meal, you need to be conscious of, is anybody allergic to anything? And if somebody, especially you're in that kind of like familiar environment, if they say, hey, listen, I rather this or that, I think you can be a little bit more lighthearted. I think I might be internally annoyed, but I wouldn't go off on her, if she kept going, because I don't really know you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think when you have history with people, right? If it's somebody like if it's Jay or Kojo or Seaway, and they come in the kitchen and start harassing me, I'm like, I know you ain't. I know what you eat, so get away from me. We're trying to tell me what to do with
but
my food. You ain't
but
allergic to nothing. So
but
bye.
Sean, when he talked about the menu and what they were making, that would be the time where someone with dietary restrictions to speak up.
I get that, but
Yeah,
it's not the responsibility of when you're a cook, when you're cooking for multiple people, you should be the one asking, And I think yes, can somebody say something? And she did, because everybody doesn't assume that you put butter in your greens. Some people don't cook that way. Some people use broth. Some people use different things. So you're not gonna already know. Oh, hey, listen, this person puts that in that. I think she happened to land in the kitchen. She saw what they were doing. Again, her execution was horrible, so that's on her 100%. But I think his reaction is more so what I'm saying is like you need to be more level and cool when you're reacting. And also, when you're making a meal for a group of people, you do have to make some adjustments and accommodations along the way, That's all.
see, I just see it different. If I'm the person with the allergies and the accommodations need to be made for me in that kind of setting, I would tell you up front. I would go to Ty and Brittany, said, especially since she didn't want the whole group knowing that she what her gentleman almost shared with the painting. I would go to them and say, hey, I know that's what's on your menu. I don't want to make a big deal out of it. But plus, if I'm not going to eat what they're making, I don't want the chef to think that I don't appreciate their attempts. So I definitely will go and say, hey, y'all, make however y'all will make, but I have dietary restrictions and I'm going to eat something else.
So, coming from the culinary world, the responsibility a lot of times do fall on the person with the allergies, but it is respectful that the house do ask, is there any allergies or food restrictions when I'm cooking for various people? Now, if this is just my thing that I'm inviting you to, I can cook however I want. When I have my New Year's Day feast, I cook however I want because the whole thing is you're coming over. That's where you tell me. That's where you tell me what your restrictions are, and I see if I can accommodate those. But if I'm literally say it's all four of us and I'm cooking for y'all, hey, my responsibility now is I'm cooking dinner. Is there anything that's off the menu? Because I'm now doing this for y'all. I'm knowing for sure I'm doing this for y'all. I'm not just inviting y'all to my thing. I'm actually cooking for y'all or whatever. And so we do this even with my friend groups and stuff like that. I know most of their restrictions, but things change, their diets change or whatever and stuff like that. So it's, oh, are you still eating beef? No? Okay. Well, we got this over here on the side or whatever. So it's a two-way street when it comes down to it. But if I know I have a diet restriction thing, I do need to make sure that you know this. And I should be doing it long before you're already in the thick of cooking. They was told outside that they were going to each be doing the cooking each week. Each couple was going to be doing the cooking. That was an opportune time for her to sit there and say, hey, listen, I can only do certain butters. I can only do certain oils. So if that's going to be an inconvenience for any of y'all, just let me know so I can cook my own meal. She waited till they halfway done with the daggone meal. Because we cooking veggies. So I'm assuming we halfway done with this daggone meal to walk up in there and be like, hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? Oh, y'all gonna put butter on that? Yeah, no, I don't eat that. Get out my kitchen. Get out my kitchen, because you should have told me this hours ago. We've been in here for hours now. While you was up doing yoga and everything else, you should have made sure that your dietary needs was in place early before now.
I never even heard of vegan butter. I wouldn't have never even thought of that going to the store. You would literally have to make that clear to me when I'm shopping.
But yeah, it's a two-way thing. It's a two-way thing. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that he shouldn't have went around. He should definitely have went around or whatever. But it seems like probably majority of the people came in and asked him what he was cooking, and they was okay with it. Because there was a few people that asked him what it was, and they said okay. So I think he assumed because he got those okays from those people, everybody was okay with it. Like I said, I'd have probably been looking like some blackened catfish, baby. I only eat catfish fried, so I don't do no grilled catfish. No. I don't do no grilled. I don't do no seared, none of that stuff. So I'd have been right up in there. Hey, put my piece to the side. I'll fry it. Thank you very much. Or if you want to go ahead and be bold, fry it for me, try it. Do you?
Yeah, Jay. Once he mentioned all that stuff that was gonna go on top,
Mm-hmm.
because he was like with a caper sauce and this, I'm like, all that on catfish?
Right. That's
No,
why
no,
I'm
no.
like, that's why I was like, yeah, no, I would have been right there. But you know me and you, Sean, we love our food. So we'd have been right in that kitchen, figure out what the hell everybody was cooking every single.
I would have been looking on DoorDash. I'd have been scrolling through DoorDash. What can I order?
What's the crew eating? Let me see what's on their menu.
Shit, I wasn't even checking the crew menu because that might be
Got
worse than
anybody?
what we eating.
Whatever kind of craft services they done mustered up some cold fried chicken. No, thank you.
I don't know about no capers and catfish though. I think I might rather have cold fried chicken.
I'm with you on that, Rhonda.
I'm not eating the chicken and stuff like that. So I'll just have the salad. And I'm allergic to green beans, so I would have
Not you allergic
definitely.
to green beans.
That's
I
what
have never
that's what
heard
they
of
like to
that
tell you when they don't want to eat nothing. When they get older, they don't want to eat nothing. They say
No,
they're allergic to
no,
it.
no. My grandmother is too. My grandmother is too. It's because the bean is not fully developed. It's a young bean or whatever. But there's something in the green beans heightened that I'm allergic to. It's I'd never force my kids to have green beans, and that's how we found out. I was forced to eat my green beans, got terribly sick, ended up in the hospital, and they were like, wait a minute. And my grandmother, turns out she has the same allergy. So, yep, it may seem like it, but I don't negate any allergy that people have.
Yeah, well, just like I say, if you know you got this strong restriction, you should be making sure. But he definitely could have went around, or somebody could have went around and definitely made sure that everybody was okay with the menu as well. So
That's fine.
but moving right along, we're gonna move on from these two. Cisco and Jay, our bathroom buddies. Child, Taronda said, ain't no more bathrooms for y'all. Y'all better take y'all butt to that other suite over there. That little creepy suite that everybody done been in, and we don't know if the sheets have changed, but that's neither here nor there. All right. We trust hotels, so I guess. Here's that. How y'all felt about this cougar and her young catch?
What do you mean, cougar? They're the same
He's
age.
the same age.
She give me cougar vibes. I'm sorry. When she be
Yeah,
addressing
she don't look it. She don't look like
no,
they're the same
give me
age.
cougar vibes, not she looks like a cougar.
I'm saying she looked like it. Okay, I'm saying it.
Oh, you saying she looked like a cougar?
She looked like she's older than him, and he looks way younger. They're both on.
He just looks extremely young. Like he is not giving 30. He's giving 23, 24.
Yeah.
They're still my favorite. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, I did like them. And when they were discussing the whole all them baby situation, it was funny to me. But yes, they were called out for their bathroom activities, and hey, they had to use the bathroom. The intimacy suite wasn't available at the time. We got some things to figure out right now. If you wanted me to use the suite, you should have told me the first night I was there. Hey, I have no problem with them, but they really do like each other. I'm liking their vibe. I saw more, verbally about him. I see that even though I may think she's a little, bossy a little bit, I see that she's absorbed everything he has told her, and he has absorbed, what she has told him, and they executed it well in their body painting activity. I really do like them. So far they are my favorite couple.
I like how he speaks as if they are going to have a future. Like all of I like this. If we're going to do this, he speaks like as if their relationship is going to grow after this whole process. And unlike Ty, I didn't like how Ty was like, I don't know, she's got a kid. I guess I'm going to have to figure out those responsibilities with this young man, Cinco. It seems like it's something he's looking forward to.
Yeah, I like these two. They seem like they have a nice connection. They get along well. They did from what I remember, they did the painting exercise. They were able to navigate each other very comfortably. Yeah, I like them. They seem to like each other. So I think I enjoy that part. When people like each other, mutually, I think that's always nice to see. So I like that. And let's just see how they grow. I mean, I know they already got to it. They're both grown. So they got a right to do what they want to do when they want to do it, how they want to do it, where they want to do it. So tell Taronda to mind her business. If they want to get up in the shower, if I want to get up in the shower and I want to do what I want to do, as long as we both on the same page, leave us alone. Y'all put these two people in the house to do what? Crochet? Come on now, don't play with us.
Is that why all the towels was in the dryer?
What towels got to do with it?
Right.
What towels got to do with it?
No, I was like, why y'all trying to act like y'all didn't have half of them towels and they just trying to wash some of them too? Like what? Like they had 3 towels.
And they at least wash the towels.
They're laying the towels down on the shower floor. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
What does the towels have to do with us getting into it? People just
Right.
gotta be saying something. That's all that is.
First of all, at least I ain't dirtying up no sheets and not washing them. So leave me alone. Like if I'm taking a shower, I'm getting clean after I done did what I needed to do before and after. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm with you. Mind your business, lady. And that let me know Taronda too much in this daggone house because she was saying too many little secrets. Like, does anybody else need to reveal anything? I was like, Taronda, okay, stop encouraging these people.
But yeah, at least they washed those towels. They were in the dryer. At least they handled business. They washed themselves and everything they used. Okay.
Cleanliness next to godliness. Hello.
If we're getting that close, I need to know how you wash it. How you wash it, how you dry it, and how you fold it.
You know, sure. Well, they was painting trees on each other, and he done painted the baby's name a couple of times, nickname, real name. His nickname for the baby, all kind of names. He was just drawing all over her and stuff, and she liked it. So far so good with these two. I'm not mad at them right now. I guess we'll see as it goes down the pipeline. Like I say, the only concern I have is that she gonna treat him like the man he's trying to be. So that's later on, but that's not now. Right now, they're enjoying each other as they should. This is the only couple that actually is giving me real chemistry. Ty and Brittany give me some chemistry too and stuff on a more mature, respectable level. But we know these two got like each other. We know these two is actually like each other. Okay, at least for now.
His face at that dinner table was everything.
Oh, that dinner table, he was like,
Yeah,
oh my
he was
God.
like, "What the?"
Like, so people is being pregnant and they ain't even his, like, and you still accepting this, my man?
They was looking at each other like, "We got well, you ready to go so we can go talk about these people?"
Wait, it's like you denying kids. I wish she would have denied this child she got. Like, what?
Huh.
Like, I would not be here at this table with y'all. Y'all this big grown age doing this?
He's doing that. Mm.
Because yeah, it was the look of the couple like, we're going to talk about this later. And then Jane's the one that said, oh, people applying to this show pregnant? Like, whole pregnant?
Yep.
And he is. Yep. Well, yeah. Well, we'll see. Moving right along. Kiki and Brandon. Okay. She says she struggles with a little intimacy. I got questions again, but I guess sometimes I'll be wondering, what do we mean by intimacy? Like what part of intimacy do you struggle? Just like confessing your secrets to people, or talking like your truth to people, or like you just being touched and adorned on and stuff. Like, what part of this do you struggle with? But they seem to be cute when they was doing their thing. He said he liked it. It made him feel submissive and stuff. And then I got a question: what is submissive, sir? Like, being asked if the person could touch you is being submissive, or did the blindfold of it all make you feel submissive? Okay, 50 Shades of Brandon. What was it? But it was cute or whatever. They was cute or whatever. But Kiki, watch your man. He up there doing yoga with a whole nother lady. I don't know. You know.
Kiki to me is one of these people that gives this bubbly energy, but she got some things going on the other side, and it feels like a facade. I don't know. I think Brandon is Kiki. I must say no. It's a no for me. Sorry, too much going on over here that I think behind the scenes.
I agree with you, Rhonda. I think she is, the bubbly personality is covering up a lot. She does say she has secrets. So we're hoping we're not adding babies to the baby shower. Let's hope. But she says she has secrets. But the whole fashion thing, body positivity, all of that, and she still has a lot of issue with, Brandon, and I guess the physical touch. I'm guessing it's physical intimacy, but intimacy isn't just that. I agree with Jay. What is the fear? What part of intimacy is fearful? Now, Brandon, your girl is in the house. You don't have to spend all your time with her, but now you're doing yoga somewhere else with someone else's lady. Yeah. You know, what happened there? What happened in the separation of it all? Because Kiki looked like she would sit there, Brandon, and watch you contort yourself into a pretzel because you're not a bad looking man. Brandon has a body. He has some not a full pack, six pack, whatever it is. He's a good looking young man. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but at least he allowed her to touch him first. And that is what I was hoping would help Kiki kind of open up to him. And maybe it did. Maybe it certainly did.
I'm concerned about these two, and Kiki seems very avoidant, like I don't know. She said she has a secret too. I don't know what the secret is. So I just Kiki better not tell her she got an OF account or something. I don't know. I'm not ready. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like she about to shock us with whatever her news is. Seems like he likes her. I think maybe we've moved past fetishization. I don't know. But he does seem to like her and like her energy. They had a good time with the body painting, So, well, you know what? Maybe I'll retract that because when he started that submissive talk, maybe he's, into some BDSM. So maybe the fetishization is there. I just had a moment. I'm like, wait a minute. The verdict's still out. The verdict's still out. And he over here playing yoga with Alicia. So, yeah, I got my side eye. Kiki, does he like you? I don't know. I don't know no more now, Kiki. I don't know.
Maybe that's her problem when she says intimacy. Maybe she means like allowing herself to open up to people only to find out, it's a fetish or whatever, whatever else they got going on in their head. He was very cheesing real hard when he said submissive. He kept on saying it. And I was like, is it a role you want to play now? Do you want to?
Yeah. But that's okay if he wants a dominatrix. It's okay. Maybe, he's. Go ahead.
No, finish your thought.
No, go ahead. I just said, what I wanted to say. Maybe he wants to.
That's if he means submissive in that regards, but because he kept repeating it, I'm not sure if he meant it in that regards. I think he just likes to be in control, and he's like, oh, okay, it's not that bad when somebody else is in control, or he's doing that reverse psychology to sit there and say, see, you should allow somebody because it feels great. Look how much I enjoyed it or whatever. I'm a little bit with Sean. I'm not sure too much about these two because they're still giving me he's fetishizing her. But on top of it, it bothered me, and it could be my insecurities, okay? But it bothered me when she asked, do you like that you can't see me? And he said, yes. It wasn't like that, or do you like that you're blindfolded? She literally said, do you like that you can't see me? And he said, yes. Now, she took it in stride and didn't go on with it. I would have been like, well, say what now? Say what? My insecurities would have flared up. Like, what you mean you like that you can't see me? Like, Brad, what, huh? Did you hear the question? I'm going to repeat myself, okay? I said, not that you like to be blindfolded, but do you like that you cannot see me?
I don't know. That's a catch-22. Because why did she ask it like that? She asked, what is he supposed to say? Like, he probably, you know what I'm saying?
No, you supposed to say, tricky. No, I want to see you. You know what I'm saying? It was a trick question, but she took it as straight. So she realized she gave a trick question, okay? Because I want this blindfold on so I can see you, but I do like the fact that you get to touch on me unseen. You know what I'm saying? But look, they both was being respectful. They the only one who I think really went through this thing, asking the questions and making sure that each person felt comfortable enough. So I think it did help her a lot with her thing. But we know the foolish is not gonna stop with him when it comes to her drinking. So he gonna make it
for the benefit.
He gonna give her an inch and he gonna take a mile. So I don't know. I got my guards up with these two. I got it up with these two because though he says a lot of nice things of saying how it's bringing them closer and all this stuff, I'm like, I don't think you like this lady the way you say you do.
I don't think they're at all on the same page. Like, I think she thinks he's cute, so she likes him for that. She's absolutely adorable, so there's no reason why he wouldn't like her too. But I think what is she out here still on turnip down to the ATL, and what is he doing? Like, looking for a little lady to come home, and be a good little wife. Like, he seems very much traditional values. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do behind closed doors is your own business, but it doesn't seem like they're at all on the same page.
Yeah. I don't know. Keep my eyes up on these two. I'm gonna keep my eyes up. We gonna see. We gonna see. We're gonna have to work through, like he said, we're gonna have to work through that drinking thing.
Ooh, ooh.
We're gonna all be working through it, child. We all gonna be sober by the time he does. Anywho, Tatiana and Clavassier, Pastor Clavassier. Class of CA. All right. So the secrets never stop giving, do they? Yay. Everybody get a secret. Everybody got a baby. You get a baby. You get a baby. You get a baby. Everybody gets a baby. Okay. Hmm. Child, Clay better stop playing with this lady.
I wonder why he was in a rush to get to the smooching. He knew his days were numbered. Clavassier is a whole catfish out here in these streets.
And he trying to get to the physical to try to lock her in that way before he tell her the right thing. 'Cause what this fool say? She asked him specifically, "Would you ever withhold information like that?" No, I wouldn't. But it just has to be at the right time. Sir, when is the right time? When y'all married?
After
When
I
she
hit,
have your first, when she thinks she about to have your first child. Like you say, what you say, Rhonda? After I hit.
Come here, girl. Come
See if I
here
like
for a
it or not. Let me see if I
second.
still like it or not. Let me tell you, because if I like it, I might not tell you still.
See, I was worried about that S on the chest. Ooh, Clay. Yeah, Tatiana. She knows though. I feel like she knows. They were very cutesy in this episode, holding hands. Sitting closer to each other. But she kind of like is pulling back. Like, any secret you want to tell me? She's like, like double that. She's ready to jump in because maybe she's feeling something. But since when is the intimacy suites just open? I thought last season we had to, win, the time at the intimacy suites, not just run there and claim it until later on. But she, said, "Hey, just want to be able to cuddle," and he put on the smooth talk of, "Yeah, we don't have to do anything. Just time together is not time wasted." But it's also time for you to tell her you got a newborn at home, okay? Newborn. So is it newborn, like a month old, like, the other lady's baby, like Charlie's baby? Or what are we talking about here, Clay?
Don't
Where's this
matter.
newborn?
He going with the clothing size, from 0 newborn to it's within that range, that monthly range.
I just want to know where they did their recruiting. Did they go to Babies R Us registry this season and just pick people off the Babies R Us registry and say, "Oh, this person would be good, that person would be good"? Because why everybody got secret babies? This don't make a lick of sense.
At all.
It don't make a lick of sense with all these people with these babies. And then they don't want to tell the person, and they wait till they meet. That's why I was saying, like, you go on a show like this, you're meeting for the first time, you can't get your emotions all unraveled. Anything could be the case. Imagine if old boy, what's his name, Jared, had gotten all upset in his feelings about all them kids that Charlie popped up with. So, yeah, Clavassier is up to no good. And I really like, what's her name, Tatiana?
Mm-hmm.
I love her energy. And I'm telling you, the way she sets a boundary is just so it's so attractive. She's like, we're going to go to the intimacy suite, but I'm not talking about, going all the way. We just gonna get to know each other and have some fun and cuddle, and that's it. And he's there looking goofy. Okay, all right, whatever you say, Tatiana.
It's not time wasted. He tried to play a line. He tried it.
He's full of lines. That's what he does.
Full of lying.
Lines. You
Lying.
know how you been. Oh, that too. That too.
Like what?
Like, I just want to be close to you. That's what it was given. I just want to be close to you. I wouldn't put it past Clay to not try and, knock at those boundaries a little bit. Like, hey, can we go a little further? Can we go a little further? Yeah, he is trying to get her digmatized. He is trying to do that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely trying to do it before he tell her about this baby that he done had at some point recently or whatnot. It's like, why? I don't understand why everybody is a Drake these days. I'm not hiding my child from the world. I'm hiding the world from my child. Like, what? Do you think that a person is going to take it even better now that they done got their feelings all within, invested in you, thinking that, start building a future in their head that we will have each other's first and all of these things. These things people have real thoughts on. So your child is a part of a future that you should be sharing with your potential partner. Like if this is somebody you actually serious with, that you need to be telling them, hey, listen, I do have a kid. And it sounds like you've been trying to be serious with this lady because you want to tell us, I don't want to tell her because it might mess things up. So you messed it up when you decided to sleep with somebody else. What are you talking about right now?
Well, she has a kid, so she's moving probably more serious than he is.
Yes.
Obviously.
So I'm just like, what? You would have been better off ghosting that lady. The thing y'all ain't never met, y'all ain't never seen. I would have just stopped talking to you and blocked you, baby. I got a whole kid. I gotta focus. Where is the baby mamas? That's what I need to know. Y'all mean well trying to talk to these people y'all ain't never met, but y'all done met the baby mamas and y'all ain't over there trying to be with them. This is wild to me.
Don't forget the baby daddies.
That too.
And I bet you there's 4.
For sure it's 4 because she said she had 3 husbands.
Husbands? Oh, okay.
When she called herself trying to be funny. So I'm just like, this is a whole food. This season's a whole food, but here we are, a whole food with it. Here we are. I don't know how y'all lying on the kid. Like I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure a woman that, well, listen, they've been talking for a while, so I don't think she's thinking of anything to ask at this point. But as a person who has dated somebody who had withheld that information, there's not going to be no great time to tell them. So you might as well just tell her as soon as you find out, like, hey, listen, y'all have never met. This was something y'all could have probably worked through. This is something you probably could have worked through, but you're going to be a fool and you're going to wait till when it's a time where y'all done did some things and that line has been crossed and y'all not going to be able to work through it. I don't know. But
that's such a huge lie to start with. Like, what kind of person are you? You saying, what kind of person are you that you went through 9 months of pregnancy? This lady Charlie over here recording videos of her pregnant belly talk, but I'm still going. I ain't told him yet. What kind of person are you to bring into my child's life that you would sit there and lie about the fact that you have a kid?
The only way that Clay, he can sit here and tell me about this situation is like he literally, and he's going to have to literally have the proof of this, that he had just found out. That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different subject and stuff. It's still going to sting because to know that you've been out here, especially if she hasn't been out there doing her thing or whatever, that you've been sleeping with somebody else. But you will have to literally have just found out that you have this baby. And this is not information that you knew all 9 months.
He knew all 9 months.
It's given you still mess with that lady.
He knew all 9 months. She at the crib right now waiting on him to be done with the show.
Ain't nobody going home. I feel sorry for Urban now because ain't nobody go home because all of this is a mess and everybody would go home. Now everybody is stuck because all of this mess. Urban's stuck. Anywho, these two. Lord, these two. I think we done side about on everybody, but
Stop sign. Stop sign. Wait a minute. I forgot how many sides a stop sign has.
Don't matter.
God.
Don't matter. Just make a square and write it big and clear. Stop. Stop touching me unwantedly, lady. Dang it. There's
But where
consent
you can't see it.
Consent
He one should have been saying, I don't feel safe. He should have been like, I don't feel safe.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger. Somebody come get their mama.
Unhand me, woman. Jesus.
Now, this is the one where I agree with the pack it up police because y'all be packing people up and telling them to go home. But this is a couple right here. They need to pack it up because I don't know. I don't see no chemistry. They look very weirdly matched. She's overly, handsy. He doesn't even seem to be interested. I don't understand why they don't even, their personalities don't mesh well. I'm not sure what they're here for.
TV time.
Yeah, they need to pack it up. These two, definitely, they can go.
Yes, indeed. I feel you, Sean, because it's like, say what now? You wrote a stop sign on this lady back. Like, and she putting handprints all over your nether regions. What is happening? What is really happening? This is crazy. And then she getting an attitude because you wrote the stop sign and there's no chemistry and you owe her an apology for publicly embarrassing her, but we ain't never met this lady publicly before or whatever and stuff. And meanwhile, and Sean, here you could attest to this point, this man was half naked on Maya's screen. So he ain't got no problem with a woman he is attracted to touching and adoring on him in the nude. You supposedly sent this lady your pic, but now she can't fill up on it.
Solicited pic. She asked for the pic. He did not give it.
But I'm saying you sent it and she can't fill up on it. Y'all playing in our face.
Yeah, but
now, Jay, that's consent. That's consent, Jay. Just because you sent somebody a pic don't mean you could touch it.
No. I ain't saying that she could touch it because she definitely didn't ask for permission to touch it. We know that. She didn't ask for permission at all. He kept telling her, you need to ask, lady, get your hands up off of me. And she was like, nope, do what I want. Ma'am. That's why the men's be out here arguing with me in the group, in the chats, talking about women be out here because of this lady here. Because this lady right here. Men be getting harassed and that. Yes, they be getting harassed and everything, ma'am. You have to have consent. You had no consent. You would just want to write your name all up over him and all this stuff like that. Talk about I'm marking my territory. Child, that territory been moved. That territory has been taken over like Christopher Columbus took over the U.S., okay? Just what? Ma'am.
She said you didn't touch me the way I wanted to. I told you to slow it down and make it sensual.
At least he asked for consent when he touched you. So that's your hiccup because he didn't slow down on your thigh area, your leg area. He went too fast there. He was slow everywhere else, but he was too fast in the leg area. So you feeling some type of way now?
Maybe she has an insecurity with her thighs.
I'm gonna be nice.
I'm using Alicia's line. I'm sorry. But yeah, they need to just go home. Stop making us feel like it. And the whole like bromance talk with Chris and Jared, it was like, no. Ew. This also seemed contrived like, oh, how many step parents he done had, and he don't like people controlling him, and here she is trying to control him. Then why are you here for a woman who's trying to control you? And why are you not putting a stop sign in front of her face so she can see it? Put it on her wrist so she can
write it
look
on
and see
yourself.
stop.
You should have took the time to like mark up yourself, like, stop. Read me. Stop touching me. I know she was embarrassed. I know she was embarrassed by it or whatever, but ma'am, you was doing a lot. And you didn't ask for consent. The whole thing about that intimacy, if they really did it right and you executed it right, the fun part is how you ask that person. That's the whole intimacy part. And they gave y'all the hint in the beginning. It's all about how you ask the person, can I touch you? This is 50 Shades of Grey right here. Can I do these things to you? What can I not touch you at? Y'all missed the mark.
She's 50. She should know that by now.
She should, because it's not only that, I agree with you, Jay. It's not only how you say, but you're giving the person the anticipation. When you tell them you're going to touch them across their arm, how you say it, what you're saying, they're anticipating the touch is all part of the intimacy.
All part of it. You know I'm about to touch you, but you don't know how I'm about to touch you. You don't know what I'm about to touch you with and stuff. I just got my permission to touch you. So now I get the fun of touching you. And if you got great chemistry, guess what? I ain't even got to touch you. All I got to do is rub my hand in that area and you would have felt me.
I don't think he wants her to touch him.
Okay, so now to go to Africa, you were talking about my friend last week. That's actually her friend. So Tequila is spreading the whole rumor. Oh, wow. That's actually her friend. So it says. So they said. But yeah.
Or was.
There it is.
It's her. Well, listen, I have my Irwin moment because when Maya got up on that screen with Kojo interviewing and Chris popped in the background, all my hopes of our future just went away. So
Sean said, God damn it.
I said, yeah.
Defending you from that.
Popped up. I've been fighting all my life defending you, Maya. From Lyron. And you got to turn up with this nigga.
Now Sean is over here. See, now that's what you get. Now he on the screen with a whole nother.
See, now, I could be petty, be like, I tried to tell you. I tried to warn you, you could have been with a real one.
I was just about to say that.
You could have had a real one. But y'all always
had a real one.
Oh my God, guys be killing me with it.
You women always
want. They always want the other one. They always want the other one. You could have been with this one over here. But Maya, listen, we haven't DM'd in a while, so let's just, you free. I hope you watching. Because I'd have never done you like this. Never.
Well, we can sweep this under the rug. Just talk about it. Call me, baby.
we can move on. We can get past this. We can definitely.
If these people can get past all these babies that being had, we can get past this, baby.
Yes, this is just a small speed bump. That's all.
You didn't know no better. He was local. What the lady say? She was local, so he didn't. Maya didn't know no better. It was just somebody local. Yes, Lord Jesus. I don't know about these two. I'm gonna say that much. I know about these two, but I don't know about these two. I don't know who idea was to come on this show with this story and say we together. Y'all could just say had smashed without coming on the show. It would have been a lot easier. It would have been a lot better for everybody because now he got you up here looking crazy, lady. I don't know. Where's Seaway to tell us don't get on these platforms and embarrass ourselves, ladies?
Y'all need to flood her TikTok and her Instagram and tell her to take a break from the WNBA and Kendra G because that's what she's obsessed with
Now
right
that
now.
with that kidentry.
And just watch the Never Ever Met. She can. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. She's yet to watch it to this day. To this day, and she is getting on my dang nerves. So I know you was in here earlier, friend, but if you left and you watching back, you better get to watching Never Ever Met.
Yeah, for real. Get back to do it. She didn't. No, she didn't do the live with y'all the other day either, huh? Yeah, she need to get to
Mm-mm.
watching it. She need to get to watching it because child, March Madness over with. Come on now. It's almost over with. No, it's over with. I think the Final Four already played. Or are they coming up soon? Anywho. And no, that's not what I'm saying, Trey. I'm just saying that she should have executed consent a little bit better. I would have had so much fun. I know a couple of people said this is her trying to cougar this young man and stuff like that, but that's not the way you cougar a young man. A cougar seduces a young man, baby. That man, Chris would have been all kind of in love with me by the time I was done. That damn exercise would have left him all kind of. He'd have just been all kind of discombobulated by the time I was done. Okay, his man, that I would have had a hand mark on that private part because it would have been standing at attention. On in front of everybody, like, oh, I'm sorry, y'all, my bad. Let me stand in front of this man for a little bit, cause what? He'd have been loving the fact that I'd have asked for consent on all the places. Touch me more. He'd have been talking like the other one was talking about. She knew she didn't have to ask. She have all the permission. I don't know. I think we need to take an art of seduction class.
I'm telling you, because the cougar teaches you some things, leave you wanting more, leave you with that good kind of thirsty, okay?
Hello.
So, yeah, he was not feeling it. If he wasn't rising to the occasion, he definitely wasn't feeling it. She should know that. She should understand that.
Man,
Ooh, I'm getting secondhand
embarrassed.
embarrassment for her.
Maybe not in front of all those people in the cameras. Some people are shy.
Yep. But I'd have been painted green for sure. I'd have had all kind of gold lights all over me. He'd be up there lying. Green is her favorite color. I'd be like, yeah, you already know why. It's a go, baby. It's a go. Hey. Yes, I don't know. But I guess he got to apologize next week because, he didn't rub her the right way.
I feel disconnected.
Child, I don't know how you was gonna be connected to the man that you asked for a DP in the beginning of the whole stuff. Like what? Ain't much of a connection outside of sexual, and I guess that ain't happening because you turning the man off like that. Like,
and he sent it. So what was he expected to?
I'm just saying though. Like, though you got to know your time and place to be forward with a man like that, to be super aggressive and stuff like that. It's a certain window. Now the window it opens and shuts. Okay, it's not like it's just this one time window. It definitely opens and shuts. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, and Sean can ask me if I'm lying. Sometimes the men likes to be a little bit dominated. You know what I'm saying? But the way she was doing it, he was like a piece of meat, and I know he felt some type of way. I know men don't like to be just groped and grabbed on like that. Y'all might think they do, ladies, but they don't.
She could have been, whispering in his ear, asking for consent. Whispering in one ear, move. He doesn't know which ear she's going to be whispering into, asking for consent to touch him in certain parts.
Mm-hmm.
She just is all grabby feely and just buy me dinner first. That gonna hit. You can't get straight to the dessert. She
It was definitely not in a good way.
Right.
I think it's such an interesting concept, and because what you said, Jay, is so true. We don't like to be groped for the most part, unless that's just something that that particular guy is into. I know I definitely don't like it, and it's happened to me a couple of times, and I was just like, hey, I don't like it. you know? So I think that I don't know why the hell do men do it to women? It's very interesting. I think it's just a very interesting thing, you know. But I will say that I've been in situations where I was being led, but I didn't know, and I think most men would prefer that way. Like,
Mm-hmm.
lead me to the promised land, but don't let me know I'm being led. You
Mm-hmm.
know, make me think I'm doing something, but really I ain't doing nothing but just complying. And I think that's that seduction that she's just missing. And I don't know what's going on with her. She's treating him like a conquest that she just wants to get to. And
Mm-hmm.
I think she's trying to trust but verify that D pic that she got to make sure the picture matches the reality. And you know, there's ways of going about that if that's what she wants to do, but not this way. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too fast. And truth be told, I don't think he's that attracted to her. I really don't, because she already done asked him, "Are you my type?" And he's talking about he's energy. So there you have that. He didn't even say that. He
And
didn't
that's
even say you're attractive. I find you attractive. You know, you're pretty. He didn't say that. He said I'm an energy kind of guy. So that
and then
tells you everything you need to know.
yeah, and then he complained about the energy. So it was just like, because he was like, she told him a story about basically assaulting a man or whatever. And then on top of it, he was complaining to old boy about how she's like too bossy, she too like controlling and all this stuff like that. So you don't even like her energy either. Like, I don't know, but sir, is the I mean, we know that Ready to Love don't supposedly pay that y'all that much, but dang, is the money that like what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. Any other thoughts on these two? No, I guess that's it. That's about it at this point now. We done talked about everybody and I got into everything. I know next week we're gonna start getting into some more things. I don't know if Clay gonna admit it then next week or the week after or what week he gonna tell his secrets or whatnot. But Kiki, baby, that you I don't know if they just catch you at the wrong times when you just, off balance on the chair or if you actually drunk on the chair, babes, but they gonna play the drinking card on you. They definitely gonna play the drinking card on you. So just be prepared to say that you have a problem, that you really don't have a problem, but they gonna make you seem like you got a problem for this man's sake because he wants you to have a problem. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many more secrets we can come out. I don't know if I can do too many more.
I can't, it's like everybody's got a secret, or at least one person on each of the couples. At least one person has a secret. I'm just, oh, can we just get to it? Lay it all out on the table and come with me. But I'm glad it's not a whole bunch of fighting like the first season. That's what I do appreciate.
If the food keep going the way it is, it will be. Oh, it will be.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They better let Irvin and Alicia cook next. Because if we come out cooking for the masses and it's some vegan stuff, the only other person that vegan is not Brittany, is Tatiana. Tatiana would appreciate it. I'm not sure the masses would.
But that's the crazy part, though. Like, we talk about that real quick. We didn't hear Tatiana complaining or nothing like that. That obviously let you know that she went there and told him early, hey, just throw me some of this on the side. Don't let it touch this, and I'm good.
Because she's a strict vegan.
Yeah, that's all that other lady had to do. It's like, I got a diet. I got a certain diet. Me and, you should have been right in there in the beginning trying to figure out what they cooking and stuff and let them know. That's all. That's it. That's all.
Listen, I don't like everybody's cooking anyway. Especially, I don't know you. I don't know how you do in your kitchen, and I'm not gonna manage nobody's kitchen. I'll let you cook whatever you want. Don't even worry about me.
Right.
Me and DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub have a great relationship.
Child, my little anal self probably would have been right in that kitchen watching you cook the stuff and be like, oh, so you didn't even wash your hand. Okay.
Now, Jay, you know you'd have got put out.
I would have
As
got
soon
put
as
out. I wouldn't have said nothing. I'd have just been silently judging and been like,
taking notes.
right, and then been right over there with you, like, what you ordering?
I'd be like, you ain't gonna wear gloves? That's what I'd be like. Oh, you don't wear gloves? Oh, okay.
Jay, you'll be like the cat right there. You'll be peeking
Uh-huh.
out over. Like,
Just
what you
keep it.
doing?
Remember
Oh.
how old girl used to walk through the scene with Chris last year? That she just be walking in there, just they been the men be in the kitchen and
Was
stuff.
it Jody?
No,
Was
it
it-
was the one that was dating.
Oh, the one that was with
Chris's
Chris,
girl.
the Haitian girl. I forgot her name.
Yes.
She was
I
a nurse
forgot her
or something.
name. Yep, just the way she was creeping through that kitchen in and out. That'd have been me, just like
Eyes. She had them eyes going, boy.
just seeing how y'all doing in here. I'm just getting a little snack. I'd have been full by the time they was finished.
Right.
Mm.
They be like, "You gonna eat some?" No, I'm all right. I done snacked.
I'd have been like, oh, Sid, I have a green bean allergy, a catfish allergy, I have a sauce allergy, a water allergy, an air allergy. So I have to order my meals very specifically.
I only said green beans, Sean. I only said green beans.
Well, I'm adding to it because I'd have had every allergy for everything that they had on the menu. Oh, I can't eat capers. Oh, I can't eat onions. No.
And meanwhile, he ordering a whole salmon with capers, onions.
Exactly. I'm ordering now salmon with some capers. Now that sole, a lemon sole with some capers. Now you talking about something.
That's what I'm saying. Like certain fish,
But is it in oil or vegan butter?
Catfish needs to be fried, baby. First of all,
I can deal. You know what? I've had it, but I don't trust it. There's somebody playing around in their kitchen. I need it at a good Louisiana, New Orleans restaurant. You know, don't just tell me you're gonna know. You know what you do with blackened because you have to do that very, very well for it not to be slimy. It has to be cooked right. A nice cut of fish too.
And then when you telling me you putting all this sauce and don't get me wrong. If a caper sauce is done right, I like me a good caper sauce. But if you telling me you about to put all this sauce on there, it's letting me know that something about this fish ain't about to be right in the first place.
The fish ain't fresh. If you got to put capers and you blacken it, bro, it ain't fresh.
Right. Now, why are we blackening? And you got a good point, Sean. Why are you blackening and
covering up the taste? You're covering up the lack of taste.
Because the blacken is it. The blacken is all the sauce. That's all the seasoning I need.
Right.
Exactly.
That fish ain't fresh because when people do all of that, that means it's not a fresh batch or it's been frozen for 10 years and it's tough.
Then I seen him lathering it up. I seen him lathering it up in mustard. I was like, "Are you about to fry it or what are you doing?"
He didn't know.
I was so confused.
Nobody complained though. Maybe they're being polite.
No,
listen, I don't care about anybody else's palate. I know mine.
He done yelled at people earlier. They're like, "We ain't gonna say nothing. Just eat the food. Eat the food."
Yeah, they heard him cussing that lady out in the kitchen, so they was like, "We don't want to get him upset."
Right.
Where's the love in the food? Because you were just hot.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. Yeah, I would have probably skipped that meal and I'd have been hot. So y'all to see me hangry up in there, and Sean already know because the people in Atlanta and people at Atlanta ran me real hot, boy.
Oh no. You do not want to see Jay hangry. That is.
I had to time everybody out. I said, not right now. I swear it was like Phil, his boy, Black was
Brittany.
Brittany was there.
Brittany was on the phone catching it.
Little Brittany on the phone catching it because I was like, "Girl, if you go come. I'm on the phone with the DoorDash people right now trying to figure out where my food at. Like, stop playing."
Seaway's friend, everybody.
Right. It was so bad. Elle said that I think it was Black and Phil's friend was like, "Y'all want whatever I got left of my food or whatever. You need to just eat something, baby." Just need to eat something.
And she was like, "You know what? Do I see a chicken wing on there? Maybe I'll take a chicken wing."
Right. I'll take this little piece. But I really had my mouth fixed for the stuff that we ordered. And they had us waiting for over an hour. So you understand why I was really mad. Because we ordered long.
It's Atlanta.
Oh, but it was over an hour just for it to be like, "No, we cannot deliver it."
Yeah, it's Atlanta.
No, I don't want to hear it. It's Atlanta. because
Okay.
we ended up getting something else that came right away. So I don't want to hear that. It's Atlanta.
It's Jay. It's Jay, and I'm hungry. That's what Jay
That's
said.
it. That's all. Play with me if you want to. They lucky I didn't get in my car and drive to that spot, like where my food at. I sent the man over here to pick it up. Now he said he was waiting.
Yeah, driving hangry is no bueno. You don't want to do that.
Right. I'd have been off some road. Y'all have been trying to figure out where I was.
Exactly.
Oh, someone told me to stay home.
You were
when y'all came to Atlanta. Someone told me to stay home. I must have felt it.
Sure. Houston was really it because I snapped.
Jay was just walking around. She left us and she was like, "Oh, y'all are not going." I'm like, "Jay, we got an Uber." No, y'all are taking too much time. She started.
They were playing around. They were playing around trying to figure out where they about to eat. I'm like, I'm about to go this way. I'll find something on my way. Don't trip.
Oh, I don't like that, Jay. I don't like people waiting around figuring out. No, I don't like that. I'm with you, Jay.
You and her would have been together because we had to get in the Uber and track her down and be like, "Jay, get in. We're on our way to the restaurant." She was like, "All right, don't play with me."
First of all, the restaurant it was right around the corner. I just happened to walk in the wrong corner direction. No. You know what? That's how I found it. That's actually how I found it because when I walked to that corner and I was being stalked by that man, because I was like, "Please leave me alone, sir." I was just trying to go to the corner. I was just trying to go to the corner so I could see what I could see in either direction. And so then I was like, "Let me look it up." And so when I looked it up, it was like it said like a mile or something around the corner. So I was like, "Oh, it's back this way." So that's why I started walking that way because I was like, "I know it's right up there." We was only like 2 minutes away once we got in the car, but I was really trying to walk away from that man. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all because that man followed me and I was like, "Sir," he like, "Yeah, you can't be out here. It's not safe." I'm like, "Sir, I can see all of y'all. Y'all can see me. Ain't nobody else on the street. Please go away from me." And I kept telling them, "Please go back."
Ooh, that's why people need to travel with their taser. I'm sorry.
I traveled with a few things, but
he was in our friend group. Elle said she couldn't taser that.
Does that mean he can't get tased because he's in the friend group?
No.
I mean, really?
You have to read between the lines, Elle said. But she wouldn't have tased him if she would have tased
Why not?
him.
I feel unsafe. Alicia's words. I don't feel safe right now.
Elle said, no. I'm just seeing him being electrocuted as he's walking down the street with you to go to that what did we wind up at? Somebody's Tennessee's hot chicken, wherever that was.
No, we was
chicken was good.
Yeah, we was Dave's hot chicken. Now that's where I really started getting mad because the other people came in there and they was on some BS. I was like, if y'all don't just order your food, and then that one person decided to jump in front of me and be rude to the lady behind the counter.
I thought it was over for her. That I was like, Jay, no. I thought it was over.
I said, please don't be rude with the lady that is about to fix my food.
Fix your food, yeah. That's the calming effect. But Sean, I don't agree with you. Friend groups can get it too. They can get tased too. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, yes, anyone can get tased. We'll tell you backstage.
First, I'll say, Sean, get your boy. Sean, get your boy, and get your boy, or I'll get him.
Should we? Okay, I said. Now, I'm not above a lot of things, but Elle said, you scare me now.
I think Elle said is taking you literally. That's what it is.
I know.
Literally.
I know.
I'm taking you as you tell me. It's literal.
It is.
There you go.
It is. And for a hot second, it was too. Because if I had a taser, he probably would have. But he lucky I didn't. So it was. I just Googled where I needed to be, and then everybody just had to follow where I was going. Because at this point, I'm hungry. I'm tired of y'all back and forth playing, trying to figure out if we're gonna go to a sit down, drive through, what we gonna do. I'm hungry. I said it 30 minutes before we even left and was outside going back and forth. I gave the warning. I gave a 30-minute warning. I'm hungry, y'all. And they promised me it was a taco truck or something outside when I walked out, and it wasn't. So I was really mad.
Oh hell! Oh no!
Don't I think that was your friend that said that. Was that?
It was. It was.
That's why he would have got tased. That would have been the thing. Oh, this taco truck ain't where it's supposed to be. Now you fried.
Right. Dance now. You entertain me.
Definitely would have been that. So yeah. And I wasn't the only one irritated, so I was feeling other people irritation as that. So I was like, let me just walk away from the group for a minute because I think that's our food.
Oh, here comes the food. See?
Speaking of food,
It ain't Atlanta.
I was ordering while I was on here. I was like, I'm hungry, y'all. I'm about to get irritated. Like,
It ain't Atlanta. Hey, when I went off camera, it was Miss Dale said calling to say, "Hey, what you want?" It's like, oh, okay.
I know my
where's
name.
Rhonda?
I thought she'd be back.
You just noticed she was gone for a while, Sean?
Well, not just, but I just got around to mentioning it.
Yeah, I thought she would have came back by now, but yeah.
Maybe Rhonda got tased.
She probably like me. She like, shoot, I'm hungry and I'm about to go. Y'all talking too much.
We covered all the couples. Bye.
Right.
It's like, listen, ain't nobody got time for all this inside chit chat.
I wasn't there. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm getting off.
I don't know what you talking. You talk about Atlanta. Y'all talking about food. What is we doing?
Is we ending this live or not?
Exactly.
Y'all ain't warming us up to taking a trip. Y'all ain't warming us up for that.
Was we supposed to be?
No.
I was about to say I missed that memo. Chad, I'm trying to warm myself up to take a trip. Hell.
The way planes, trains, and automobiles is falling out the sky, I don't want to go nowhere. My nerves is bad.
Feel me? So it's just like,
I hate to think that way.
And you just talked about it, Sean. You just talked about it on a live.
The helicopter, right?
Yep.
Crazy. And that was literally like 15 minutes from my house where that helicopter went down. Right on the other side of the Hudson.
Literally. When I saw that, I was like, Sean talked about it.
Everybody was calling me. My mother even called me. She was like, "Oh my God, did you hear it?" I was like, "No, it wasn't that. It was Hoboken,
not that close,
which is a little south of where I am, but not far at all. We're on the same path."
But yeah.
That was
sad. Well, what are your dinner plans? Because Jay already got her meal delivered.
Oh, well, I just had a late brunch. So I had some pancakes, home fries, sunny side up egg.
Oh, is that why you were taking the stairs, huffing and puffing, because you knew what you ate?
No, I was going to it. So I called myself working off the calories before I built them up. And for dinner, I made short ribs last night. So that's what I'm going to have for dinner.
I can't have that, Sean. It's not vegan. It's not vegan. It's.
I have basmati rice.
Sorry for you.
To go with it. You can have some basmati rice. I have some string beans. Oh, shoot, you're allergic to those.
Right. You're trying to kill me, Sean. You're trying to end me, Sean.
Sorry.
No, her key word was what you having for dinner. So I feel sorry for you, ma'am.
I'm going to talk like Ty. Well, listen, I don't know what to tell you.
But get out of my kitchen.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. You can have some of the gravy and the carrots.
Maybe. Like my gravy.
Exactly.
My might contain some stuff you can't have. Hey.
Yeah. I always have to ask and preface it. With every place I go, it's it's something. But my eldest is allergic to raisins, so we have some weird allergies in the family. Very weird.
And see, in those cases, is like specific that y'all do tell people.
Mm-hmm.
Those are not on our allergy list. We have 9 on our list, and so those are the main ones we are concerned with.
Right.
In the food industry. When you have those off ones, you have to be telling the people that it is what it is. And she has an off one. She needed to go take behind up in there and address it or whatever and stuff like that.
But truth be told, I don't think it wasn't an official allergy. It was just a preference.
Yeah.
Because when they asked her, she was like, well, no, I just prefer. It may be like sometimes with autoimmune disorders, and I know this from my cancer stuff too, because some of that stuff overlaps. There's certain things, I'm not allergic to it, but there's certain things that I could eat that will trigger reactions in my body. So
That's what she
maybe,
said.
oh, so she did say that. Okay, so
She
maybe
said too much oil will trigger mucus buildup.
oh, gotcha, understood.
So when they said butter and she said or oil and they would try and oil, then she said, well, be mindful of the oil because it will, it trigger a mucus buildup. But she didn't say it that nicely.
Right.
Yeah.
You're so right. She did say that. Listen, I think for people like her, when you're dealing with group meals, just say, make what you want to make. I'll figure it out for myself.
Right. I don't mind my friends going to a chicken joint. They will have something else there, and you find something else to eat. You just, find your way.
It's either that or politely say, can you reserve me something to the side and I'll fix it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go into this bossy, demanding tone.
Yeah. Her delivery is horrific.
And I think that's where the irritation started to come in from him, because it was just like, you're just now commanding and bossing me on how to cook this meal that I'm already like 20, 30 minutes into.
And you ain't my woman.
Well,
he said, you ain't my woman.
Right. So, okay. Well, he has boundaries, and we appreciate him for that. But yeah.
I wish he would snap the tongues. Get out my kitchen, snapping the tongues.
Well, I'm just glad he didn't throw nothing across the room. Okay, Chef Ramsay.
No. And his sous chef did what she's supposed to do. Just calm down. Let me talk about it. Keep the fires burning.
Yeah, because that's when I started there and be like, you got an attitude cooking my food?
Yeah, that blackened catfish gonna be burnt catfish in a minute.
Right.
Blackened in a different way.
What I happened, child, when I was working in the retirement home, and somebody didn't have the pepper top screwed properly. So when I went to, like, you know how the big containers had that little lift, but you could pour out still from the little lift part. I went to like shake some in there, and the whole thing spilled into the soup. And it was already late in the evening, so I couldn't remake the soup or whatever. So I just tried to like scrape what I could out and then like throw off half and put more water and base back up in there to try to remake it. But it was that real fine ground pepper. Yeah, I got a whole call from the man. It came all the way down to the kitchen. He said, listen, I don't care if you got an attitude with your man and y'all going through it. Don't take it out on my soup. I said, ooh. I said, it's not even like that, but I feel you. And that's how I feel about people cooking with attitude. Don't take that shit out. My food did nothing to you. It already died once. Don't kill it twice, please. But anywho, y'all, I got some meeting to go to in a little bit, so I'm about to get up out of here. Oh, excuse me. I was not supposed to be here for almost 3 hours. And see, I knew it. I knew I'm on color people time. Y'all color people love to keep me hostage, I swear. Woo. I love y'all though. So we're going to get up out of here. We don't have no further thoughts about these people. Elsie, you want to close us up out of here?
Yeah. So we're never ever met. So let's hope we're not at a point where we regret meeting each other. It is okay to state, that you are uncomfortable with things, but, do so in a nice tone. Do so without, pointing fingers, because, you forget the three that are pointing back, to you. Listen to your partner and listen to what they're saying. You could take it in very nicely as Ty, very nicely as, his lady Brittany told him. But yeah, we should be tapering off our expectations. We should let everybody, be themselves within boundaries. And let the secrets out to your person. Okay, let it out to your person. It shouldn't be stringing along for 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes. And as this live is about baby showers, I'm hoping that there are no more babies. But we have Clavassier coming up saying he's got to tell his lady about his newborn. So we're going to keep on watching the Never Ever Mets. We're going to keep on meeting them on Fridays at 8 o'clock. And we're here for all the laughter and the talk and the pushback and all of the angles in which the panelists can, come through with this. But we are here for it, and we appreciate the lack of physicality in this season.
Make sure I give a shout out to everybody that joined me today. Shout out to you, Sean. Y'all can follow him at Sean Davis 120 on Instagram. Shout out to you, El Cid. Y'all follow El Cid on YouTube, El Cid 932. And of course, Just Rhonda. She is Just Rhonda 01 on YouTube as well. You follow all of these people. Make sure that you stay in contact with us. We have a lot of other things that we have going on down the pipeline. Friday nights is our usual nights, but thank you all for being with us on this Saturday, this good Saturday that y'all joined us with. And, shifting to us when we shift or whatnot. And we appreciate you every time that y'all do it. So thank you all for sticking through it with us. We'll be back here again next Friday, at 6:05 PST. That is 9:05 EST right after the show airs. And we get right back into it, Like El says, y'all to be surprised with us when we be finding new things in our lives that we just need to tell y'all about, Next week I might have a baby too. I don't know. We'll figure it out, We'll find out. We'll all be surprised together. How about that? Let's just find out together. All right. Until then, y'all have a great Saturday. Be safe. See y'all later on. All right. Elsa, do you want to tell them about anything you got going on before we get up out of here?
Tomorrow, Sundays, my subscribers like lives, so I go over international versions of Love is Blind and Married at First Sight. So tomorrow at noon, I'm covering an oldie but goodie, Love is Blind Habibi. And I'm just doing a live chat. I did a full recap of that season, which is one of my top viewed seasons. And we're going to go through until the next Love is Blind season. Every week, I'm going to do a live about a prior Love is Blind season. And at 3:05 EST, I'll be covering the finale of Married at First Sight Australia, which it was fireworks. Not enough, but there definitely was fireworks. And I do that with Life is Reality and sometimes Kojo, which is Little Black Book 91. Sometimes he comes through as well. So tomorrow I will be live at 12:05 and 3:05 EST.
And before we get out of here, do us one last favor. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you're watching this on a replay, leave a comment so we know that you got all the way here with it. You know what I'm saying? Have a conversation with us. We like to go back and forth in the comments as well. All right. Talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to eat. Now that I ate a little bit of bread, I'm calmed down again and stuff. Y'all see I'm talking all nice and stuff. So I'm going to go finish my food. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye. I don't know what it is.